Hey guys, so thank you so much for being here. So we're going to take a look and see what do you need to know at this time. So in these readings, we leave this pretty much completely open to whatever messages need to come through. We are going to have 4 piles to choose from today, and we are going to be using this deck to choose a pile, which is called the Wild Thing Oracles. Okay, so first we are going to do a quick shuffle here, and then I'll pull the cards out, and I will turn them over after I get all the cards out. Okay. Here we go. So, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Okay, let's see what we got. I can get these off the table. Okay, pile 1. Y'all have number 17, protect your boundaries. That's interesting. Pile 2, number 14, harvest. Okay. Pile 3, number 7, let yourself be carried. And pile 4, number 32, guard the nesting ground. Okay, guys. So what do you need to know? There'll be a little bit of a meditation after the intro. And if you want to take a deep breath, or however you want to choose your pile, you may automatically just be drawn to a pile. That could be it. You can close your eyes and take a deep breath. And when you open your eyes, focus on the pile that just really pulls you in. That could be the pile for you. If you feel drawn to more than one, it could be that there's a message in another pile for you, or semi-message, or a message maybe about a situation or a person close around you that could use the advice. Okay, so take whatever resonates with you. Don't try to make a story fit if it doesn't fit. If you feel confused, if it's just not making sense, let that be for someone else. These are general readings. These aren't personal readings. Now, I do offer personal readings, and right now I'm still doing a Halloween special on who's coming towards you. If you're interested in any other personal reading or that one, all that information is down below in the description box, and along with the timestamps that you see here. And yeah, and that's it. So I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose number 17, protect your boundaries. Now, interesting little guy that you got here. First off, let's point out the obvious here. Number 17 is the star in tarot. Now, the star actually comes after the tower, and so it means that there's some healing that needs to be done, or there's healing going that you may be experiencing at this time due to some sort of tower moment that has taken place. This could have happened years ago, but it may be something that it's resurfaced in some way, shooken you up in some way, but it's something that you may still be in the process of healing from. Okay, it could also be that you have some sort of desire or wish that you're wanting to protect, and hence these protect your boundaries here, right? Something I feel like could be a call for what is the word I'm thinking? An alarm. Something maybe somewhat alarming to you, or a call for concern, that maybe you should be aware of your boundaries. Be aware of, you know what I'm feeling is like a feeling of like when you have, let's just say here in my house, I have 2 dogs, and most of the time they're outside. They are currently, because they're golden doodles and they need to be groomed terribly, but the weather's also been perfect, so outside's good. But they have been outside, and I have one dog that hardly ever barks. Okay, let's say that. When he does bark, I know that there's something that's wrong, right? Because he's not the one that barks all the time. It's the female that does that. Unfortunately, but the male tends to not actually even get up off the couch if he doesn't have to. So he kind of knows when he needs to put on that bark and when he doesn't, as a protector, right? And that's the same kind of energy that I'm feeling here. It's like feeling like you know that this is appropriate time for you, that you need to protect where your boundaries are here, okay? So you're online, you've become online to the fact that, okay, I need to stand guard, I need to protect myself. And I think for a lot of you, you've healed through some things, and this is why you've become on guard. So there may be some triggers that are taking place that are reminding you of what you've experienced before, where maybe you lacked boundaries, and now you're realizing, you know what, I got to put some walls up here. I need to protect myself here. So it's kind of that feeling of knowing that we have to, it's one thing to learn that we have boundaries and where they sit, but it's another thing to use those time and time again when you need that awareness of that. And then you have to also figure out every time where your boundaries are with different individuals as well. Something like that is going on, okay? And what you need to be aware of. I don't know why earrings may be relevant here for some of you, but that's there. And it's funny because he does have the axe in his hand here. So instead of protecting, it's also like a boundary, as you either are going to defend yourself here, or you're going to need to break down some boundaries for yourself to allow something in, right? Some of you may be going into a situation where you're trying to figure out if you should put up some boundaries here, or you can allow someone in. You're kind of going through and experiencing that. The frog, I think, is funny, is it's held on tightly on top of his head, and it has that red string, which the red ribbon is like the that connection that you feel with someone that you're tied to, like you have a soul contract there. And you have that frog, which represents taking a leap and transformation. And he has it tied so tightly to his head. So it's like this memorabilia of taking a leap here, and past relationships that you've experienced, past contracts that you've had karmically, you know. Okay. Now what? Two different oracles that I'm going to get. Actually, I know I'm using a bunch of oracles today. I feel called, and I want to. And then we're going to get into the Fountain Tarot for you guys. Okay. So, if you were wondering, this here is Billy. Billy is my zombie boyfriend here that the kids really love to call things by male, very prominent male names, I guess. all my cats are named like that. We have Stephen and Philip and George. So, but that is Billy. Okay. Maybe somebody's name's Billy or something like that. I don't know. Okay. You have Field of Dreams. Wasn't expecting this, but I guess we'll take them. We have Unexpected Visitors and Balancing Act. 1111 is here on the table. We also have Cleaning House, which I think is important because this is actually a picture of a cat in the tree, which looks like George. And I'm going to hold that up for you. And then you have the door open here, and it looks like a tiny door, like for a mouse. And you think of a mouse and cat game, which is kind of funny because in my last reading, I did have a picture of an emoji mouse and a cat in the timestamps. So some of you may have resonated with some of those. This is the number 10, which is another one that I'm seeing. And this is about a completion, a cycle being completed. You also have 13 here. And so you have 12, 13, 14. There's 11, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. That's 5. 5 years could be relevant. 5 is a number of changes taking place. So I do feel like that there's significant change here that's going to take place. Cleaning house is whatever's about to transpire is going to wrap up some loose ends, okay? This is what we're seeing here. This is what's taking place. And there's this big energy here of someone expressing the awareness of needing to clear out the old. And perhaps there may be something to do with playing games here with that, or a cat and mouse game, you know, or something like that's going on. Needing to detach from that is something that's here. Okay, 21 is the world in tarot again, so you have that 10 of completion, the 20 world, the world being that completion. They're on eggs, which is a new beginning, but they're not hatched. So it's like understanding that idea of field of dreams, like that star energy, what it is that you really want from a situation and how to nurture that into creation is something that's here to start a new chapter or wanting to start a new chapter. Unexpected visitor. Either someone here is, I feel like somebody's wanting to come around, wanting to come in, because that door here, the door here, and this just could just represent for some of you a new energy. This is that 5. So whatever this is that's about to transpire here as far as someone new coming in or someone resurfacing here for you. Now keep in mind we are fixing to go into retrograde. So if you have any unsolved karma, let's say that, unsolved karma or unacknowledged karma for some of you, then that may come out into play here, okay? It's funny because everybody, you know, we say like, no, I've healed past that. That's not, I'm over that. But there's always like another part that we can unlock to ourselves about experiences in our life, because the longer we live life and experiences, we can turn around and look at a lot of situations in our past differently. That might be something that's here. And that changing things here. So I think whatever's transpired is that you're changing perhaps the way that you've seen something, or that's something that needs to change. So you have the number 11, balancing act, which the number 11 is justice, you know, in tarot. So we are getting this idea of balancing a situation out, being on that tightrope or feeling like you're on that tightrope, where the cell ship would be like getting to that calmer place, but you know, you also have to maneuver and be quick and move around a lot in order to get that cell ship going in the direction that you want. I do feel like whatever this is, definitely this is justice here that's coming out to play. So that means that justice is on the table. So this is going to balance things out, okay? This unexpected event here is going to be balancing things out here for you. Something's fixing to wrap up. That's what I'm feeling. Some understanding here is fixing to wrap itself up. And this could have to do with watching someone else either walk away or move to a calmer place, or something of your past transitioning into something different. Leaving something behind and moving into a new chapter in life. What's the whole point here for this reading? This overall energy, what's the whole point here for this reading? These are the ancient stone oracles. What's the whole point here for this reading here for pile 1? What do they need to know? The Holy Mountain. Soul calling, sacred journey, and pilgrimage. So, this is what you need to know. I'm laughing here because I talked about Billy. Hey, Billy. And we have this woman that's standing here with her arms open, and I was thinking about Billy being in the meditation pose there. And here, it's like I'm willing and able and ready to take on this obstacle. And you see this teleport energy in the middle of this mountain. It's funny too with the boundaries, because see, here's the whole thing is what you're going to realize in the end of this is you can overcome obstacles easier than you once did. Because you've already experienced something. It's like you're taking it on and you're not seeing it as a mountain. You know, you're seeing it as an experience. Something, you're wrapping up something, or you're seeing something as it was an experience for you. And it's caused you to look at other situations as not being as big of obstacles as you thought. That's a lesson you've learned. That's why this cycle is closing out. For some of you, you may have already experienced this and you're on the other end of it. For some of you, you're fixing to experience this. For some of you, you may be in the middle of it. Your soul is calling towards a new path, a new journey here. Some of you may feel like that you're leaving something in more of a devil energy, okay? Something more toxic in nature. You're leaving that part of you or that past of you or whatever that was in the past where, you know, it's supposed to be. I feel this energy of you wanting to start fresh, or this is going to cause you to want to start fresh here. Finally closing the door on something. Could be for some of you someone, but I feel more of it being a situation. Some of you, I have to say this, it may be about caring about someone or caring about a situation. Like realizing and accepting that there's nothing that you can do over what this person experiences. You cannot control what this person experiences. Releasing that idea of that need to control in order to, because you feel empathy for someone, you know, in a way, is something that you could be releasing. The Hermit. Virgo energy. That is funny because the Holy Mountain says soul calling, sacred journey, and this is a sacred journey here, the Hermit. The Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you're leaving something behind. Walking away, leaving an energy behind. Six of Pentacles. Wait, did I say the Six of Pentacles already? That's the Five of Pentacles? I'm going to have to rewind that and watch it and see. I thought I said the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups, which I want to take upright because of the way she was kind of coming out. But I think this is part of the whole story and the energy I'm picking up on with this not knowing kind of which direction to go. Because I think that emotionally you could be trying to separate yourself from, yeah, what you control and what you can't control. That's what I picked up on here. Like the Three of Cups and the Seven of Cups. This is understanding that this is, you're nurturing yourself here. You're doing what you feel like is best or what you need to do in the situation. And sometimes that is releasing control. That's the only thing you can do, because just like my son, my youngest, we knew he was going to be like this when he was like 1. He is, you can't tell him no and he's settled with that if it's something that he has his mind set on doing. He has to learn through his own experience if it's going to work or not. And sometimes that takes him 2 times. Like the other day, whenever he was leaning in the chair back doing his homework, and I said, baby, do you remember a few days ago when you did that? And I kept telling you not to because you were going to fall, and then you fell, and then you cried for a second. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, so stop doing it. And he said, it didn't hurt that bad. And I thought, golly, this kid, you know, like, I do not feel like that's my experience coming back around on me. I'm pretty sure that was my ex-husband's. He is identical to him in so many ways, how he learns. This may be something of learning, like how you learn. And, you know, like my son, it's just because he's a bigger for his age. He's very durable, I would say. And he's right. It's going to take more than that to keep me down. That kind of energy is there. It's worth it because it's fun, right? You know, that kind of energy is there. With the Seven of Cups. So you're getting your drive back, right? Something you feel like may has knocked you down, and you're finding that drive within you again through this soul journey. There's also, yeah, it's so funny. I was fixing to say there's 9 cups, and then I thought, no, there's not 9 cups here. Because I was thinking of wish fulfillment, you moving forward, there's that star energy. But then I was like, no, that's only 8 cups. And I was like, oh, the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is emotionally detaching from something. Okay, you're healing, guys. And this has been a healing cycle for you. The Hermit, right? Ace of Wands. You've had to go within and just find your fire again. I don't know if I pointed this out, but this door that's on here is cracked. Do y'all see that? This cracked door is something that keeps coming up. Leave the door open, you know, that kind of energy. Maybe you were trying to leave the door open here on something, and now you're finally, you know, realizing that's something that you have to close the door on. Like I said before, the 5 of Pentacles. That Ace of Wands, I feel like, is that fire you've gone within here, done that introspection to figure out what it is that you really wanted for yourself and what is important. And I think that you're taking all that in and saying, you know what, I do deserve like this. I do deserve more. I need to give more back to myself here. Because if I stay in a place to where I'm worried about everybody else, you know, that I'm not giving to myself in any way, what help am I to everyone else? Or, yes, I've learned these experiences and that was difficult, but I'm not going to allow it to keep me down. I understand why I experienced that. I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it to better myself moving forward. Or, it's a feeling of knowing that someone else has to learn that lesson on their own. You can't, it's almost like trying to get someone to see you in a certain way, you know? And eventually you have to be like, well, they're just going to have to, if they're going to talk bad about me, they're just going to talk bad about me. There's nothing that I can do about that. If that was their experience, I can't control this person and why or however they're going to say whatever they're going to say. I can only accept whatever it is and move forward and protect my own peace, you know. Something like that could be there. Why is that? I feel out of breath here. Whew. Why is the 5 of Pentacles here? The 4 of Pentacles. You have the 4, the 5, and the 6, and 7 down here. So, and guess what? It's in order, which is awesome. You hardly ever see that. You hardly ever see that. It is almost exactly, too. The 8 is what's missing, because you have that 9 for the Hermit and the 2. So making that decision to finally detach and walk away from something or heal completely from something is something that's there. That 4 of Pentacles in reverse is that release. It's freedom. So in order to free yourself from something, you have to abandon something else. Who knows? It could have been a lifestyle for some of you. Why is the 6 of Pentacles here? The 8 of Swords. There's the 8. So cool. That is so cool. There's the 8. So the 8 is there with that. Did I say 6 of Swords? 6 of Pentacles. Thought I said 6 of Swords. Keep doing that. You may have second guessed yourself a lot here, or kind of, you know, like maybe you were doing good in a certain way or moving in a certain direction and you got knocked back down like we talked about, and this is just you picking yourself back up again in a way. That 8 of Swords is being in your head here, and you could be being in your head here about a fairness. What's fair? What's right? I think this has to do with being fair to yourself because of the boundaries. Queen of Cups, Cancer energy. Queen of Swords. Okay. So you're in a very good place. I really like the energy here anyway. But you're in a very good place here. You have this Libra, this Cancer energy, which is all about what we're talking about. It's about keeping your emotional self in a well-balanced place to where you are not causing yourself any harm by what you're telling yourself about a situation, but you're nurturing yourself through that situation. You're talking to self like you would talk to your best friend going through something difficult, instead of being hard on yourself here. And it's helping you to move forward. And you have some options, some choices in front of you here with that Seven of Cups and the Knight of Wands in reverse. So this kind of is where your energy gets a little bit scattered, and this is probably why this reading's coming out, or what you need to know now. This Knight of Wands here in the reverse, and I think I keep saying Swords. Anyway. Communication, truth, clarity, being logical about something, all these things may be coming into play in your thought process, needing to be logical. The Knight of Wands in reverse is a very scattered energy with that Seven of Cups. I feel like that's why it's here. I feel like you have some options moving forward, or a whole bunch of different ways that something can go for you, and I think that you're kind of a little bit all over the place, where this is going to be something that needs your full attention moving forward. Okay, now that I have this past me, it's time for me to move forward, and boy, man, I got a lot of choices in front of me. I got a lot of options here. What are the opportunities for me? See, when we're wishing and hoping and thinking that something goes a particular way, or why didn't it go a particular way, or wherever we are in the past, once we release and let go of that past, that opens up a whole new world for us. And that's what you see here, and you're so excited about that, you know. With that Knight of Wands in reverse, your energy is a little bit chaotic. So what do they need to know moving forward here? What do they need to know moving forward? The Three of Swords. What do they need to know moving forward? The King of Wands. What do they need to know moving forward? The Five of Cups in reverse. Y'all are definitely healing and moving on. Healing and moving on. The Fountain. This is a special card in this deck. So, through this experience of what you've learned, when it comes to this Three of Swords, anything that causes you pain, grief, upset, something that comes from the heart place, right? It could also be just any kind of unhappiness. Let's say that. Sorrow, sadness. And again, that loss that you've experienced here. This King of Wands is definitely holding on to that Ace of Wands and using it to drive yourself forward here. This is someone that's strong, that's independent. And for some of you, you may be leaving a type of energy that you've been in behind, where you've been unfocused, unreliable, irresponsible maybe in some areas of your life. You know, maybe you've been procrastinating. Maybe you've just not known what to do. And you're leaving that in a way where you're stepping into a King of Wands energy, a Leo energy, where you know what you want and you are moving forward towards that. So getting over something, moving on is here with this Five of Cups in the reverse. That Fountain is... It's almost like, and it's funny the way I'm seeing this card, is where you're realizing how the cycle has brought you back almost to you again, to who you are. Remembering who you used to be, who you used to want to be, what all you wanted. It's like you're just bringing that fire back into play. Tell me about that Three of Swords. This is where I might get a little bit specific here for some of you. You have the Moon in reverse, Pisces energy, Cancer as well. That's something being illuminated to you. Some of you may be Some of you may be experiencing or going to experience your fears. I don't want to say this. How do I want to say this? Two of Cups in reverse. Well, I mean, it's got to be like that, huh? Some of you, this might have to do with a fear of being in a relationship, fear of commitment. For some of you, this is detaching from someone completely, and being worried about that. You know, holding on to something is here. Something that you've always been holding on to. This could be, this is that contract that we talked about before with that Two of Cups. It is some sort of soul contract that you've had. Let's just say you've had the soul contract here with the universe, or, you know, with God, or whoever it is that you believe in, a higher source. You've had this understanding and soul contract tied to this. And even though it's something that's painful for you, the separation is necessary, and the truth about that and the understanding about that and everything about that is coming into play. That's what you're releasing. That's what you're walking away from. That doesn't mean that it's not painful. That doesn't mean that it doesn't bring, that you're not happy about that, right? But you know how to deal with that moving forward. That King of Wands. Page of Cups. That can look in the way of an apology, a message, a playful energy, that Page of Cups. It's a youthful energy. This is also you possibly stepping into this more childlike energy. But I think this can also represent coming forward with something here emotionally. And if it's representing you, this is like that coming alive energy that's here. Something's bringing you back to life. Back to life. Back to life. Isn't that a song? Is that Evanescence? Is that what that song is? Bring me back. Anyway, that song just popped in my head when I said that. That's what that looks like. Why is the Five of... Oh, okay. Two of Swords just came out with that Five of Cups in the reverse. Making a decision. Yeah, this is like, I've been at this crossroads. There's that 2 we were looking for, right? There's the 3. There's the 2 again. You're making a decision here to move on from something. Page of Swords in reverse. 6 of Wands in reverse. The Star. So let's talk about the 2 of Swords for 1 second, because it's not just a card of decision. It's the 2 of Swords. There's a truce that's here. There's an impasse, right? Maybe you've been in denial here. You've been unwilling to see the truth of a situation for what it is, and that maybe possibly that's something that just will not be successful, and you need to heal from that. It's recognizing that you still maybe needed to heal from something of the past, like resurfacing, like we talked about. But the 2 of Swords is where you are making a decision based off of the fact, the truth, that you don't know what sticking around or staying in a current energy for some of you. Timelines are different here, because it could be your past. But staying in a situation versus the future, both of the decisions that you make are unclear what would happen. But you know in the past experience what you've already experienced in that, and what that's gotten you now. And if you've had this renewal of yourself, or you know that's something that you need, a lot of you are looking at the past going, this has not been something that has been given to me properly, right, or fair. Having that realization and bringing that truth to light is helping you to move forward towards the Star, that healing. What you haven't seen or recognized before is now currently right in front of you, or it will be very soon. And it has to do with what choice you should make. The Fountain. The Queen of Wands. So you have a King and Queen here, both upright, which is great. That means that you have You could be seeing infinite potential here with someone. You could be feeling like you have met your match or a counterpart here for some of you. If not, then that might be something that you're feeling in the near future. If this just has to do with you yourself, then you're taking, again, that feminine, you're getting into that more feminine energy of nurturing yourself, and it's causing you to feel more childlike and energetic and going after your goals and confidence and fiery kind of fun nature, right, in yourself. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. For others of you, what is that? Hold on just a second. The Hanged Man. You're seeing a whole situation completely differently. And it's in a great way. It's in a good way. Whatever's happening to you here, it's allowing you to see a situation completely differently. And it's because, it's because you are seeing yourself completely differently. You have a 7 of Swords at the bottom of your deck. And it reminds me, you see those 2 swords that are here, like here, and the 5 swords that he's holding? You may have realized that you've maybe even been betraying yourself by your thought process, your reality. You know, we talked about before about procrastination, staying somewhere you know that you don't belong, or it's not good right for you, or there's unfairness there. You haven't been good to yourself, you know, or whatever that is. It's like recognizing that, well, I have kept myself in this situation for just way too long. I've been denying myself of so many other opportunities or so many other things in my life because of this. Yeah. Look, it says it right there. And there's the Fool in reverse. Some of you may have been not ready to let go or take a leap. There's that 9 of Wands, that 8 of Wands. Maybe you just felt like something was going to be too hard or difficult. Or it just has been. Or you've just been afraid to take a risk, you know. Maybe some of you have been afraid to take a risk and you lost an opportunity, so you sabotaged yourself. Or maybe that's something that you're becoming aware of, right? Let's see what you can expect moving forward. Interesting reading. What can you expect moving forward? This is the Moon Moth Goddess, Once Upon a Dream oracles. What can you expect moving forward? Pile 1. Intervention. If you've been asking for some kind of intervention here, for some of you, you've been asking and praying, and you've come to the conclusion that you need help or guidance here, and you've just kind of been telling the universe, if there's something I'm not seeing, please show me. Please, you're going to have to throw it in front of my face for me to see it. You know, something like that is there. This intervention is taking place here, okay? This epiphany, aha, understanding. Yeah. Grieving and limited. This is what's pushing you forward here with this limited. Now, I know we're talking about future energies, but I think what's going to happen here is something's going to help kind of just give you a little bit of a push, like on a bike, you know, because remember, because you've closed out something here, you are opening a new, you are walking into a new beginning here. And I think maybe you've sat here for too long, and you look at her, she's sat here for too long. Spirit's like, wake them up. They need a wake-up call here. And you look down and you go, oh my God, what time is it? How long have I been sitting here? And then it kind of, again, with all this fire, it kind of lights your butt on fire, you know, and it makes you want to get up and go because of this desire that's here and lost. There's something here, yeah, if you feel like you lose that opportunity, or, you know, all those other chances of whatever that is in front of you, you know, that you could be missing out on. You don't want to be, again, disappointed, or you don't want to sabotage something here. So you have this desire and you are running towards that desire. Okay. a little bit deeper with that, actually. I feel like I know I need to go one more. One more. Wait, that's not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Sorry, guys. No, I want these. Let's do this. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. Sorry. Sometimes this happens where I'm like, yeah, no, that's, yeah, no, no, yeah, no. I want to get one more deeper. One more card deeper. Don't take these cards that you're fixing to see literal. I'll read them intuitively through this experience. Why is intervention here? I don't know why I needed to say that, but there. Why is intervention here for future energies for Paul 1? Intervention for... Okay, social... Whoa. Hold on. Social media just came out. Ghosted. And music. Okay. For some of you, this intervention is going to come through in the way of this kind of an energy, okay? For some of you, there's something to do possibly with social media that's going to come into play here. Or this could be reminiscing, or this could be going back or thinking about something here that I feel like that you're, I guess, going to be somewhat upset. Maybe there's a disappointment. Maybe nobody likes this or something, or I don't know how to say this. There's something here that's not playing out in the way that you want it to, okay? This is part of the intervention that's going to take place. You have disappeared here as well. There's something that's here that disappeared. Maybe you didn't get to see it before it disappeared. Something that I feel like you've been trying to get your hands on, that I feel like that you're going to find it's going to bring you peace or harmony. Now, this is going to be a little complicated because some of you, this may be some kind of information here that you get where you may have been afraid of this and you find out nothing is here and it gives you peace and harmony. For some of you, it's the opposite. Whatever it is that you receive is a divine intervention and it helps bring you and gives you peace, whichever form that is needed. Okay? I do feel like for some of you, there's some silence that takes place here, which is also, I feel like, something needed. Why is grieving here? Signs and synchronicities. With grieving. Messages from the universe, signal, hint, coincidence. Yeah, you know how I said that you're getting that wake-up call? 222 may be a number you've been seeing, but you also, remember I mentioned in the beginning of your reading, the only thing we're missing is the 2 and the 8, and it's 2228. This is a BMW, by the way. I don't know if that's relevant. I'm pretty sure that's an M3 that's there. And then you have signs and synchronicities with grieving. I feel like you've been getting a lot of, let's just say, help from spirit, okay? You may have been getting a lot of little signs, a lot of little synchronicities here and there and everywhere that have kind of almost like triggered you into this healing process or this grieving process. And because, you know, that's all those things that put you into it, that's the same way that you're getting out of it. I think that you are going to be catching on to some signs. Everything's going to feel like it's starting to align with itself. Like, it's just like things just add up, or there's just like random coincidences, or, you know, some signal that you feel like is going off, which I talked about in the beginning of your reading, that signal that you're getting from your card that you picked. It's pulling you out of this grieving that's here, okay? Now, on the clock there is 6 o'clock. Limited. What's this future energy here with limited? That's crazy. divine timing and healing. Yeah. What time does this have on it? I can't read that. Hey, look, they're both pocket watches too. Isn't that cool? I think that says 7:35 or 7:30. I can't tell. It looks like the hands are the same. It's either like 7:35, something like that, or sorry, I got sidetracked. What did I say? 7:35? Yeah, I mean, it's being about the same because it's right there. 7:35. It's like 7:36 really, and 6. So that's like what, like they're basically like an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. Something like that is there. Limited. Being limited with time. Limited time to heal a situation. To make progress. To mend something. For some of you, someone here is pushed out of their grief and into realizing that they only have a limited amount of time here and they want to make the best out of that. That's a message here that's here for future energies. And this could be just kind of what you're realizing or you're going through. I also feel like some of you, there's something to do with the conversation here. Heartbreak is at the bottom. That disappointment is there again. Yeah, because unfortunately, I do feel like for everybody here that you're walking away from some kind of disappointment here. Some kind of loss here. And you're getting past some sort of sadness. This is future energies. So with heartbreak being here, I do feel like when you are going through this heartbreak here is when something's going to transpire to pull you out of it. That's what you need to know. That's what you need to know. And that you have like this sense of there's something that's causing you to do something, to move. And I don't know what that is. It's different for everybody. But you're going to like wake up and then you're going to, I saw 444 on the timer there, which is a number of protection. So it's like you're going to wake up and realize that you need to move here. You need to mend something. You need to make some progress here. Maybe you've been waiting to heal or waiting for someone to heal, but you need to move. I know I keep saying that. You need to move. Some of you maybe that's physically, like, you know, like you really actually need to move. Okay, so let's get some, what am I going to get? I was not prepared, was I, today? I'm just kidding. You know, these readings right here, I don't know where they're going to take me. So, you never know. I do feel like I have to say, for some of you, you may be getting over some sort of deception. Healing from some sort of deception, some sort of sadness around that. Okay, here we go. Work. Some of you, work needs your attention. Forgiveness. Okay. Now that you've gone through this, maybe forgiveness here, work is something that needs your attention. I'm now available to receive all that I can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. Some of you, there may be some heavy humanitarians in this pile. Maybe some Aquarius energies coming through. So something to do with your divine purpose or figuring out what your purpose is through this experience is something that's here. Allowing things to work with you or work in the flow of things is something that's here. And then also work. You know, work is something that becomes a part of us. And taking pride in that is something that is here as well. Okay. Forgiveness. Healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear Lord, to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to the new, which is your reading completely, in a nutshell. All right, a few key cards. Here, there, and everywhere. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords. So you may have been feeling very anxious lately. There's this Knight of Swords, so that scarcity kind of energy, right? That all over the place energy, but that we saw before. And I said the swords again, didn't I? What in the world? You may have been having a hard time with being logical, but also feeling like this fire, or this passion, or this drive, or being angry, you know, being logical versus being angry or upset or something like that. You've been kind of fighting back and forth with that. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, I said it again, the Knight of Wands, God. Something may turn out, I want to say, maybe even better than you expected. And something that you've been worried about, you've been anxious about, you've been thinking about, it's going to turn out better than you expected. Okay, so keep that in mind. I feel like that's a special message for the ending of your reading here. We have understanding. So someone may understand better than what you think. Now, this is a blue cherry, which may be important for somebody. A blue cherry. So maybe being the first to communicate something, or opening up to some sort of something emotional, or opening up to communication in some way, or kind of like opening the door here to something. You're going to have that understanding that you're looking for. Okay. Getting on the same page with the universe, are we? That's what it feels like, guys. You have that, look. This is the yarn. So being wound up or tied up in something, being connected to someone or something, mending, mending. You also have the Learning Project pen, which says learning and growing naturally. So we see all that here. Okay. You also have lots of initials. E, J, Q, S, S, X, N, V, and an M or a W. Okay? I don't know why I keep hearing Vacation Bible School, or something like that in my head. I don't know where that's coming from. Anyways, whatever that was. Oh, this can be a W as well. These are hard letters. I honestly, I'm just maybe tired, but I don't see anything. I'm just being honest. I really don't. Southwest, maybe. Mom. Okay. Mommy. Oh. Mommy. Sorry, that's my alarm. That's actually my alarm, by the way, because it is the only thing that I wake up to. I mean, isn't that sad? I can sleep right through a regular alarm, music, whatever it is, but I get an alarm that says mommy or mom, and it continues to say it in different ways like that. It's going to wake me up like that because I have 3 kids. So I don't know, you just can hear mom from a mile away in a dead sleep, I feel like. But anyway, that's that. Y'all may do something kind of unconventional. I don't know why I want to say that. Or thinking about doing something a little bit unconventional. And again, you know, it's funny, we ended with the alarm, and in the beginning of your reading, I talked about the alarm, being alarmed, becoming online to something. And let's not forget, you started this reading here with protect your boundaries. And this is overall, again, the lesson that you're learning through everything is when you need to protect yourself and when it's not necessary to put the energy into something. That's something that's there too. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave y'all right here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks, guys, for all your love and all your support and, of course, your kindness. And I appreciate you guys. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 2. So if you chose number 14, Harvest. Now, Halloween could be relevant. I know we're coming up on that here. The time of this reading, even though this is a timeless reading, October could be relevant in some way, or even the beginning of November. There's something to do with you needing to really listen, needing to focus and listen. So we'll see kind of what that's about. With all these jack-o'-lanterns here, it could be something to do with what all is around you. You know, these are many faces, so it's almost like you have maybe a bunch of opinions here around you, a bunch of things here around you, and you don't know really which one to go with or which one to believe. But you're needing to be reminded here to keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, and retain information. Kind of like harvest this information here, and then perhaps decide on what's the best thing here for you. Because 14 is temperance and tarot, so Sagittarius energy could also be important. But Sagittarius is actually November, December, so all these months could be relevant here. Of course, that's Jupiter, which is, you know, kind of where we are right now. And then you have this harvest, so I feel like this is something to do with bringing balance in, like trying to maybe have a sense of calmness or avoid, I want to say avoid the extreme and stay in a place of moderation, you know, whenever it comes to others' advice or making a decision on something. It's like you really need to take your time with making this decision and make sure that you are staying focused and paying attention, basically. Because whatever this is, it's something that you're going to have to stay involved in or stay committed to for a while, right? This is like Seven of Pentacles energy. So there's a big idea of patience here. Being patient. Okay, let's see. I want to start, I guess we'll go ahead and start with the map oracles. This is going to give me an overall look at what exactly that we're focusing on. In readings in that like this, I do typically use the same oracles, but I want to kind of play it by ear, so we'll see what I get. But I want to start with these map oracles. Tell me more about pile 2 and what they need to know. Unexpected visitors here, and it's number 41, and you have 14 here. So as a part of a visitor, it could also represent a type of energy that's coming in, unexpected energy that's coming in. This could also be an obstacle or something that maybe perhaps didn't plan on. This is 5, so the number of change. You do have 5 here as well, so there is some significant changes that are going to take place with this. You have this harvest energy here again with the vines. Sorry about my son. 4 is a number of stability, and 1 is a number of a new beginning. So I feel like you're just needing to be smart at how you move in towards this opportunity, because it's something that's going to take a lot of patience and something that's going to take some time before the change actually takes place. Also, this could represent having some time to decide, coming apart, number 46, and then 43, details, details. It also says clarity on here, and what else? Important notes. Okay, so again, there's element of importance here and being very clear. A birthday could be relevant. There's a mouse here. Paying attention here to the details. Being clear on the direction here. Again, kind of a repetitive message. That's the number 7 here. It's like the 7 of Pentacles. Invest in the details here. Pay attention to the details. This coming apart could be that this is gonna... I might have to tell him to go be quiet. Just 1 second, okay? Okay, guys. Anyway, hopefully he'll be a little quieter. So this falling apart energy. There's something here that you may feel is like you may be separating yourself here in some way from, this is going to like really significantly change things for you. Like you may be having to let go of your past self in some kind of way. This is the number 10, 46. 4 being that stability. You do have 444 here. So what? 4444 actually. But 444 is that number of protection. So being protected, being guided, staying in a secure place, doing something for yourself in order to feel safe, paying attention, details. So what they're saying here to you is what you need to know is whatever decision that you're sitting in right now, take your time, be patient, don't jump into anything, pay attention to the details, keep your ears open, keep your eyes opened, and be cautious moving into this because you will be completely kind of separating from some idea of your past self in some kind of way, or this is like a slow process. You're going to feel there's going to be a lot of changes because of whatever this is, and you just need to kind of ease into it. Some of you, this could be a big change. Some of you, this could be something that just changes your daily routine in some way, and gradually putting something else in there is important to you in order to obtain a maybe new chapter in your life, okay? The bottom of the deck is the number 7 again. Into the unknown. So that makes total sense. And then again, you have a lot of stuff on this card, actually. 7 is the Chariot and Tarot. So Cancer energy is the number 4, 4th house. So that safety, security thing is coming into play here again. And you may feel like you're going into something pretty blinded. She does have a blindfold on. She also has a key. And then on the other side, she has a vine, almost like trying to make a decision when you may still have some roots on somewhere here. So there's familiarity on one side, and then you have this opportunity that's here that's on the other side. But either direction, kind of like the 2 of Swords, is going to be something that you're going into blindly. It's kind of like, I said this in one of the other piles, of Bluebird could be relevant here. It's kind of like looking at something and saying, there's this I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't kind of energy here. But looking at this and saying, I do have this familiarity here, but I also have an opportunity over here. And there's things that could happen if I stay here in this place, but there's also, if I step outside of my comfort zone, I'll have this opportunity for this. Either ways, I don't know what's going to happen. I think what needs to be coming to your attention here is you are in the driver's seat. So nobody here, I feel, is kind of asking you to take this leap or pushing you in any way. This is something they're saying, take your time here and figure out and feel comfortable with it and feel confident and feel in a good place before you take that leap into the unknown. And this is also a card of faith, right? Having faith, number 7. Yeah, there's commitment here before this may be a commitment that you're jumping into. There is a key here, by the way, that she's got the key here as well. So this could be a commitment in a relationship. This could be committing to something with the key, like a home, dream home here. You have the star there. Pay attention to the details here, especially any kind of documents, papers, or anything that you sign, by the way. This could be a car. This could be anything. Maybe somebody's giving you the key to their place. You know, this is something here to do with the commitment and it being a scary thing, recognizing the fear there, but not allowing that to kind of hold your horses back, you know, like the Chariot. And she's in that stable place where she's at, right? Okay, we're going to get one card for the overall. It's kind of like the overall what you need to know in a way here. These are the ancient stone oracles. So what overall message is there for pile 2 that they need to know? The overall message that they need to know before we get the tarot. Stone Goddess. Unwavering love and support. Maternal line. So this is obviously definitely feminine energies that's here. And this could be having to do with nurturing yourself. This could also have to do with accepting or knowing that you have support in what it is that you're doing. Whether that's support from spirit or you have this actual support around you, a support system in some kind. Some of you may have a support system that you're not recognizing or seeing. But this has to do with, and it's a stone here as well. So it's something solid, something that you can count on. That's important, I feel, because that may be something that you're worried about. There being something here that you can count on. You may feel very vulnerable. It's like you're going into a place where you may feel like you're in completely new territory, right? This is something very different, very unusual to you. You're really stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're putting yourself in that vulnerable state. But I really feel this feeling that y'all have Spirit's blessing here with this. Whatever this is, I do feel like that in a way it is meant to be a blessing. It's something that you have to ease into. Okay, so let's get some tarot. I actually feel more called to a different deck that I wasn't going to use for your pile. But I guess I am now. I can't show you the back of this deck because it's called Earth Woman, and it's not appropriate, so I'm not going to show it to you, but I wish I could. But it's called Earth Woman if you want to look it up. I think it's on Etsy. No, it may be on Etsy, but this is an Amazon find. Okay, so let's see. What can you tell me about this for pile 2? What can you tell me about this for pile 2? What do they need to know moving forward? The 8 of Swords in reverse, so this is needing to get out of your head about something. It's interesting because both of them look like they have their hands tied behind their back, you know. Well, she does, but it looks like that here as well. I don't know about that, but you know, so annoying. And then the Tower just came out, by the way, so I was gonna keep that to myself for as long as I could before I brought it up, but there it is. And this is also the unexpected, you know, unexpected visitors, unexpected here. This is something that you weren't planning, I feel like, in some way, but it just came up and you're going with it. I think I already said that, but I am feeling that here with the Tower. So getting out of your head here, for some of you, getting out of your head could be that aha moment in a way. Give me some more. That's Scorpio energy there. The Eight of Cups. Someone may give you some kind of information or advice or something here where you look at a situation and you go, wow, I just had an epiphany about this. Or this is that significant change that we've been talking about. But I'm going to need a clarifier for it. That Eight of Cups is walking away, you know. That detachment from those roots, or that familiarity is there. Page of Wands with details. So this can be like information, curiosity. Be curious. That's what they're saying. Be very, very curious. Be very detailed. Be very curious. Make sure that you, again, watch what it is that you're signing. Watch what it says. Pay attention and take it slow. You have the 2 8s here, which is about taking action. So tell me about that eight of Swords in reverse. 2 of Cups. So there's that commitment again. For some of you, this is a relationship. This is a committing to someone or contract. Take this how it resonates. It's a little different for everybody, whatever this is. But it can be, for some of you, this could be committing to, with maternal line, you may be committing to becoming a mother, you know. That's interesting. You could be committing to your children in some way, making some kind of commitment. Anyway, getting out of your head about that is what's here. The Tower. This could also be a relationship, you know. The Lovers in reverse. This may be someone that's very different from what you're used to. For some of you, give me one more for the Lovers in reverse. The 9 of Wands. For some of you, I just heard you may be recognizing or having an aha moment about what it is you don't want. For some of you, there may be some sort of Tower moment that takes place here. I think that this really has to do, if this isn't a relationship though, whatever this Lovers is, okay? The Lovers, Gemini energy, which is here. You see this Gemini energy. There may, you know, I said each decision may be somewhat like you're looking at each path. I think one decision may be somewhat completely unknown, and then the other decision, how do I describe this? The decision that you feel like may be completely unknown may actually be something that is familiar at the same time, if that makes sense. Now, what I mean by that is you could be in chaotic situations, and that's familiar to you, and this aha epiphany moment would be recognizing that in relationships. But this could also represent whatever your surroundings are, or the environment that you've been in. It's whatever maybe you used to love at some point, or you felt connected to, or it was meant for you, or it's what you've experienced, is what you've woken up to. You do not want to experience that anymore, or that might be something that has turned into a chaotic situation. And this could be, like I said, an aha moment or breakthrough mentally about your patterns in relationships even. Okay, 8 of Cups. The 7 of Pentacles. So there's the 7 of Pentacles. Coming apart. For some of you, yeah, again, I'm feeling this feeling of you've invested in something for a really long time, but you're not seeing the results of that. And so you're needing to make this change. That 8 of Cups is slowly departing or slowly detaching from maybe a way of thinking or your surroundings or a familiarity of some sort. Page of Wands in the reverse. Get curious. I keep hearing that. Page of Pentacles. So this is your findings, or this is your opportunity, or this is your new beginning to look at the details. You don't have to do things in the same way that you once did. This is an opportunity for you to get curious and look into it, you know. If this is a desire to do something, it's saying don't brush it aside, but you have time, spend some time really looking into it, you know, so that you feel safe about the decision or taking a risk here or jumping into the unknown here. Page of Pentacles is learning your lesson as well. So for some of you, this has to do with, I'm learned my lesson here about commitment or about contracts or situations, to pay attention to the details. Listen to my intuition. What you need to know. What do they need to know about this? What do they need to know about this? What does Paul... What is the investment you're walking away from? Maybe I should ask that. Lack of patience is here too. Yeah, judgment. Scorpio energy. Making a judgment call. This is the change. You know, you walk away here. This is you committing. That's commitment. Committing and saying, yes, I am making this change here for myself. Now, I don't know if this is going to work out or not, but I know where I'm at is very chaotic and it's not right for me. I need to start paying attention. I need to start opening my eyes. I need to start listening to my intuition and make this decision for myself and take control and go off on this new adventure here, or this committing to something here. What is the Page of Pentacles? The Knight of Swords, taking action. Yeah, I just literally said that. Give me something else for it. The World. You could be moving, you could be relocating, you could be closing a chapter out in your life. That's what the World is. It's upright. So whatever you've experienced here, you've learned something. You've had a mental understanding of how to press on, how to move forward. And really, you're getting more of a grip on what decision you need to make with that. But take your time. They keep saying like this energy of nurturing this. Take your time. See, this goddess energy here is you recognizing the abilities that you have as this goddess, as like this empress energy, that you can create something. You are the seed bearer, right? So you can create something here. And it's like you're having this realization that, oh, wait a second. I have the pen, I have the board. I can kind of steer myself out of this, or I can kind of create what I want from this, or I can take my time here. I don't have to be in a rush. Okay, so what do they need to know moving forward here with this? What do they need to know moving forward? The Hanged Man in reverse. That's, again, make sure you're paying attention to the details. This is Pisces energy. Have I not been saying the signs? Yeah, I have, hadn't I? Hope so. This is Pisces energy and the Hanged Man in reverse. It's a feeling of maybe something that you were hanging on to, or you kept repeating the same cycle. You were having a difficult time being able to see what you really needed to see, because it may have been something that was difficult to let go of, difficult to understand, difficult for you to comprehend. You had a hard time seeing the truth of something, okay? Maybe you felt like it was going to be something that was so difficult. You just weren't ready to face it yet, you know? Tell me more. What do they need to know about moving forward here? Moving forward, there may be some things that you also still are yet to understand. That's why they're telling you to pay attention to details and take your time with it. So you feel safe. You have the Sun, Leo energy there, which is about seeing things clearly, which is funny because you have that little magnifying glass there that says clearly, important notes, seeing things clearly. And look at that's meditation mode. She's taking her time there with that. You have the Star, the Sun and the Star. So you're understanding the value in something. Again, it's that feeling of making something into a reality, you know. Aquarius energy's there. seeing something as a possibility, opening up to something being a possibility, being something that you desire is something that's here. You just haven't been maybe looking at it in the right way. The Knight of Cups. Maybe you've been more in your emotions, or you've been more in a place of, maybe you haven't been wanting to open up to something new or step into that more romanticized energy of things. Like you've been hesitant because that's been kind of scary. But now that you've released some of that fear, you're able to absorb that more romanticized feeling of, okay, what can I create here? What can I manifest here? Now, this is a feeling of feeling like, oh, I got a lot to work with. What can I do with this? You know, that kind of, it's a good feeling. It's like somebody's just added a whole bunch of colors to your crayon box, and it excites you, you know, with the sun being there. It's a good energy. I like it. I hate to cover all these up, you know. You have the World here. The World. No, you do not. The World's down here. You have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is, I got to be honest, guys, this keeps getting better. The Sun with the Wheel of Fortune is a very great energy, because you are going to feel like you just jumped on the train of success. Let's say that. That's what you're going to feel like. You're going to be like, this is my time. This is the right thing to do. You're going to get clearer and clearer and clearer about making this decision as you progress, as you move forward. You will find peace in this. Something that scared you so much before. The Star, the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for all the pauses that are going on. And you may have, this has been, may have been your experience. Maybe you've had to stop and deal with responsibilities or things that you needed to deal with, or you had to just make sure you're in the right place. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you may be worried about whether or not you're going to have enough. And this is something that they're saying here to remain hopeful with, because I think the fact that you're nervous about not having your needs met here, that's really what we're looking at, is something that you may just stay in that zone of fear too long. And that could be something that, is that what I'm saying? That could be something that, a lot of messages are coming through. That could be something that disturbs your peace. Also, something else here is be careful of giving too much of yourself. That's maybe why they talked about this patience and being more, it's almost like hold on as well. Hold on to this desire or dream or whatever this is that you have here. Hold back. That's what it's saying. Hold back a little bit. Just hold on. Now nobody's going to come in and take the colors from you. You have all the time in the world. Take your time here. Feel safe. Feel comfortable. Lean into the Star, this idea of what you could have. Allow yourself to dream. That's kind of what they're saying. The Six of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, there's a fear here of not being successful. Recognize all the times that you don't feel safe. Three of Wands. When things feel like that they're not going according to plan, they're saying, okay, take a step back. Protect yourself. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is in charge of the harvest here. When she sees that look at the flowers here, okay? When she sees that her flowers here are not being successful, when she sees that she's not being recognized for her value, for her worth, when she sees that there's things that need to be corrected or things that need to be looked over again, this is like, I'm not going to put myself out into the spotlight or put myself out there if I don't feel like I'm getting my needs met. So pull back your energy. You have control to do that. You have the time. You're allowed to do that. Okay, that's what they're saying. You're allowed to do that. Think about it before you take that leap. Hawaii may be really important. That's what that looks like. I remember standing in a place in Hawaii that looked exactly like that. And look at the flowers here in this card and the flowers that are here. Purple flowers could be relevant, but this is in reverse here. So This is kind of like when something doesn't go the way that you want it to go, take a step back and realize that you have the power in whether or not you give to something. When you start to feel like, I don't know if this is going to work, I'm looking at the details and something's not lining up, don't get in that fearful place. Remind yourself, well, hold on, now I have control here. I just need to go back to the drawing board and see if there's something else that's here that needs to be taken a look at. I'm going to pull back my energy from this, and I'm going to try to go back into this. And if it wasn't successful this way, we'll take a look elsewhere. Don't get that fearful feeling of feeling like it's something that's just not going to work out, you know, or it's just not going to happen for me, or just go straight to that place. Give yourself a break, some time. If this is a relationship, it's saying that you have the power to pull back your energy if you feel like your needs aren't getting met. If you feel like you're not being valued, you have the ability to see that and pull that back. Right. You have more power in this than what you realize, is what they're saying. Remind yourself of that. Interesting. I like your reading. Look at that. Empress in reverse just came out. Yeah, you have to, sometimes we have to remind ourselves of what we're capable of. Because I think the worst thing is feeling like you don't have any control. You always have some sense of control, especially mentally, in what you know that you're capable of. And focusing on those things. You know, when we can't control a situation as well around us, we don't have to, but it's helpful if we focus on the things that we can control in our environment. Like the Queen of Pentacles. She's a homebody, right? Taurus energy, Libra energy here. She's someone that focuses on what her surroundings are around you. Not too far into the future. Not too far into the past, but focusing on the present moment and what you can control in that present moment, maybe for that day or that week, right? Okay. For me, it's like if I have a really busy week and I have a lot of different things that I'm having to do here, there, and everywhere, if I sit down and really go over my week and look at the details and plan out like all that kind of stuff, it makes it go by so much better. And I think that this is kind of like an overall look at what we're seeing, whether that's a commitment in a relationship, a contract, moving in a new direction in your life in some way, shape, or form. If you have a hard time with that, if you struggle from anxieties, it's telling you to kind of remember that you do have more control than what you think that you do. You are an empress here. You just have to recognize it and see it in yourself. That's all. Sometimes we just have to remind ourselves who we are. And you have the Five of Wands there with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. You haven't dropped the ball on this yet, just so you're aware. You do still have a fight in this. You do still have an opportunity here in this. This can still be something that works out for you. But changing your mindset and how the control that you have is very important. If this is a relationship, it's knowing that you can't control the other person. You can only control what you do in the situation. And if you feel like you're not getting your needs met, then pull your energy back. Okay, let's see what the future here is. And I'm going to have to stop again here in a minute, very shortly, because I have a delivery and they're going to ring my doorbell. So let me do that before I get into this here. Okay, sorry guys, I'll be right back again. Okay guys, so sorry. Now let's get some future energies. Now, the chaos may be frustrating. It's frustrating for me too. I'm sorry. But you may have some chaos going on in your life as well that could be frustrating. Some things going on that are bugging you, that you're just, maybe it could be for some of you responsibilities, weight, you know, it's just, there's a lot of chaos. What are the future energies here for Pile 2? Unbreakable bond. So if this has to do with a relationship, you are stepping into a place to where you're going to feel supported and you're going to feel this connection. For some of you, this could be, this could be within yourself. This could be family. This could be that supportive system that we talked about, beings that you have support that's there. We have differences here. Now remember, this is future energy. Do you notice these are the mice here? Okay. So did if you notice, blah, 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 blah. These two mice, there may be some differences in the two of them, but they're still a lot cuddled up and getting along here. So working through the differences is something that maybe needs your patience as well. We are going to get clarifiers, so we'll get more detail on that for future energies. Jealousy. Having to deal with jealousy could be an issue here for you guys. That is the Five of Wands as well. I can't help but say this is a motherly energy because it's the, or at least I think it is. If it's Cinderella, this is the evil stepmother, right? With jealousy. So someone may be jealous of you. You could be even in that place to where you may feel jealous here. What is this about? This may be something that discipline is at the bottom. This could even be, if this is a mother energy, this could even be a child that may be feeling jealous, or it doesn't have to be jealousy necessarily. It could just be a conflict with someone else, maybe not getting what they want or not getting their way. I'm going to have to look into that. Let's get some clarifiers and we'll see if something comes out. I might have to look into it further, but we'll see. Because this is future energies and disciplines at the bottom of the deck with messages here. So there may be something to do with being disciplined, staying focused, like we talked about, being disciplined when it comes to yourself. This could also represent not allowing outside influences to affect the situation that you have. Especially if it's something that's very different, like if it's a connection or a situation that's very different from the norm and you're having to adapt to it, but you see it as something that is going to bring some good energy and it's what you really want and desire. Having to deal with other people's opinion, that's something that we talked about here in your card. Tell me more about unbreakable bond. There's message here again. That's the number 7. And this is number 7 here, into the unknown. So this is a message here that you may be receiving. Paying close attention to this message. If this is a contract, it could be that, and you may not be able to break some kind of contract here or a commitment that's here. Something like that is there. Having faith, maybe someone else won't do that, is something that's there. Differences. What's differences here for future energy? Occupation. Okay, so this could have to do with, it's like you're doing something, like I said, or working on something, or maybe it is work, maybe it is something like that that's very different from what you're used to, you're having to adapt to, or it could be a situation altogether that's very different that you're having to adapt to. For some of you, this may have to do with mending something and it being a slow process. Maybe that's just the difference here. Maybe you've never experienced this before and it's a first time for you. Acknowledging that is important. Jealousy. What is jealousy? Official person, number 22. I don't like that energy, to be honest with you. There may be someone that feels like they have some kind of authority over you. I don't feel that, though, as much as I do someone feeling like, see all the medals on her and the medals here? Someone may be jealous of your occupation here, or jealous of you in some way. I'm going to have to look more into that. Despair is at the bottom of the deck with number 32. Despair and poverty is under that. With not hiring is here. So for some of you, that job thing's coming into play again. So I'm going to be honest, there are going to be some obstacles here. I think you're already aware of that, though. That's why they're telling you to take it so slow. There's some adjustments that are going to have to be made. This is like learning how to ride a bike. And you may, just like being the chariot, and, you know, sometimes you lose control of your horses. The chariot always represents that faith over fear to me. Sometimes you lose control there and you start to get more into fear. And that could be this jealousy. You know, maybe others may be a factor there in that. Official person is like somebody protecting themselves or being very committed or devoted to something, you know. So it's like you have to constantly get your faith back in check. Staying disciplined here with that. It's kind of like saying stay disciplined here and don't allow yourself to get into that lack mentality. It's something that may be bad for the situation, and it may affect it in a bad way. As I just said that. It's I don't know, get it out. Get it out. If you see something as a dead end, it's going to be really hard for you to see it in any other way. And it's saying that you may have a tendency to do that, be less optimistic when you meet that obstacle. Remember that those obstacles are there to help teach you in this process of how to adapt. Now, also keep in mind if these obstacles, and this is, did y'all hear that? It just fell out of nowhere. If these obstacles have something to do with a relationship in some way, pay close attention to those obstacles. Again, remember, you are this Empress energy. You have that ability to create what it is that you want. So if you're not getting your needs met here, or if you start to feel in this lack mentality, that's okay. Take a step back, pull on those reins, take a second with those horses, and allow them to get back in check. You know, this is like, okay, hold on now, hold on. Let's just take a pause. We're getting a little out of control, little willy-nilly. Let's pull back and then wait until you feel ready, and then try to get back in control again. So pull back your energy if you need to. Okay, I feel called to get one of these. This is the travel oracles. What does pile 2 need to know? Coffee house is here. Coffee, tea. What does that say? Sorry, I'm trying to read what it says in the pictures in the back, but I can't really see what it says. Again, this is a feeling of making your own energy, right? Coffee, you know. Conversation may be relevant here, but comfort. That really made me want some coffee. That also might mean something to somebody here. Amusement park. Thrilling rides, carnival fun, festive atmosphere. So, having a conversation here about the possibilities, or maybe that something isn't as fun as what you thought it was going to be, you know, in the past, or needing to come out of that in some way. I don't know, maybe these 2 cards just mean something to somebody. I don't even know why I feel called to get those, to be honest with you, but I feel like maybe they're just important. Somebody needed to see them. Okay, let's get some overall message for advice. I want to get a postcard from Spirit for y'all. What else? What is the coffee house thing? Indulging into the fantasy is something that I feel there, but putting energy into amusement park. Remember that not everything is going to be like an amusement park, okay? When you have that, you know, like that high expectation over something, it's telling you to be realistic or be practical here. And this goes for yourself too. You know, don't try to put some kind of high expectation on the experience and then ruin it for you because you run into the first thing that doesn't go exactly like you want, and you're like, that's it. It's not supposed to be. It's not meant to be. You know, don't do that to yourself. It's saying be practical, take it slow. There's this patient energy that just keeps coming up. So I'm really curious to what postcard y'all are gonna get. Y'all got 2 postcards. Now, dadgummit. I didn't want to have to read that much, but I will. You are magic. Dearest to you. We know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws. And we view the creations of spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of a unity of existence. But the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have specific standards for what you consider ideal. And this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or a mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all its flawsomeness. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too. Imperfect and something to discover. Imperfect and human, complex and simple. It doesn't matter. For there is always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. Loving you like crazy. Then you have another card that says you are magic. So it says, Dear you, there is only one you, and you have a unique place in this universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic, and that means that you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others might want. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to others. There's that jealousy that comes in there. Want what you have. Choose what your heart wants and know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities, you give them a prominent place in your awareness. Extraordinary things happen. Your life is a beautiful one. Love you always and forever. All right, let's get a few key cards, which are where? Right here. Okay, let's see what we got. Move away. For some of you, that might be relevant there. Move away. And include. Maybe you need to move away to include more into your life. Maybe you need to move away from, if you're worried about like red flags, like if you're constantly seeing a red flag here and there and everywhere, maybe sit on that and focus on it as far as your own intuition goes, and remember that place of where you do have power and control in your own energy. So come back to yourself is what it's saying. Focus back to yourself. Get back to yourself so that you can make that decision that you need to make, because you are an empress, by the way, which doesn't matter if you're a male, female, it doesn't matter. You are a empress energy, so you are in the energy of creation and allowing and receiving, okay? And then you have, so rest and relax and relief. And then you have the Ten of Swords here. So there's definitely this ending that's going to take place, or a chapter that's closing out. And it's painful because it may be something that emotionally you're attached to. It could be something that, it may not be painful. It may actually be something that's making You know, sometimes the Ten of Swords can remind me of that when things do need to change. And we talked about that chaotic stuff. So knowing when something is not working for you, knowing when something could be painful or it's not making you feel good, and that needs to change so that you can get to this place. Like, relax. It's okay. Take your time. That energy just keeps coming out. Okay, so let's get some. Here we go. You may have been feeling like you constantly have to be thinking about this or on guard or something like that, and it's saying take the time to rest your mind. Okay, number 4 in the bowl. So there's that, there is that stability and support and structure that's there. You have the, yeah, this is again that energy of sitting here and taking your time. The green is the heart chakra, and this is the dragon. So it's like that intensity that you feel, you know, that drive that you feel. It's saying that's good energy to have, but sometimes you need to kind of sit on it. If the dragon went around just blowing hot fire everywhere, that would be a mess, right? You can't be like that all the time. You have to take a break. Okay, or there's no fire to blow, right? So Project Learning Tree is here, which is learning and growing naturally. So accepting that. This is a work in progress. You're a work in progress. We have ER here, may be relevant. Come here, you. We have X, a J, a Y, and an A. J is here. J-A-Y. X-ray is here. Could be relevant. ER, I said ER. X is here as well. Junior. Ray, like a ray of sunshine. I heard X-Men in my head. I don't know why. Anything else? Anything else? Nope. Okay. That's all I see. I'm sure there's more there. Ear is there. Again, pay attention. See her ears here? And it's just, she has those roots that are coming out of her ears. It's like, pay attention to what you're telling yourself, what you're growing in your mind mentally of a situation, or what you could develop, what you could have. Okay? All right, guys. So I'm going to leave y'all right here. So thank you so much for being here. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all your love and all your support, and I really appreciate your kindness. And keep being kind. That stuff tends to spread. But thanks, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose the number 7, let yourself be carried. So with this card, there's a couple of things here that I want to point out. First off, you have the antlers here, which always, you know, is like the divine masculine energy. And you see how I'm assuming the fairy here, that's what she kind of looks like, is sitting in the antlers. And you have this, it's funny because you don't really know what this is, to be honest with you. It looks kind of like a bird, but then it looks like a human here. You see that? It's almost like having to trust something or someone that you feel like you can't really figure out or understand. And you're allowing yourself to be kind of carried with this person. And I'm starting to lose my voice, and I was fine. Goodness. I'm so sorry. I was actually fine. I was talking to a friend on the phone before I got into this reading, and forever. Maybe that's why my voice is like this. Maybe that might mean something here to somebody. Number 7 is the Chariot here, so Cancer energy could be relevant. But it's also a feeling of feeling safe or at home. It's like you haven't quite figured maybe someone out or a situation out, but you're allowing it to take you away. Like you're allowing yourself to be in the flow of whatever it is. It's a feeling of trying to be positive here, or confident even. It's like you may have an idea of knowing that something needs to change, and you have to allow someone else maybe to take the lead on that, but you don't really, you're unsure of this person in some way. I feel like that you can't really figure this person out, or you may be afraid of this person, if you can trust this person or not in some way. This could have to do with someone that you're needing support from. For some of you, this could have to do with like an authority figure that you have to deal with in some way. For some of you, this is someone where there needs to be some sort of fairness here, but you don't really understand or know how to take this person, but you also are sitting in a place to where you may feel like you have to, because there's no other way to go about this. Okay, that's interesting. So what do you need to know? So we're going to start with the map oracles. What do you need to know? Pile 3, what do they need to know here? What does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3 need to know? You have the sacred pool, number 47. Yeah, and it's funny because I talked about being in the flow of things. You have another 7 here. 7 is a number of being in alignment. It's a divine timing number. It's about, you know, the angels and protection, and there's 7 chakras, so being in a line, being balanced. And then, of course, you also have that chariot energy. That 4 is that Cancer energy I said, the 4th house, feeling safe, secure. Together you have 11 there, which is about being on the right path. You know, it's also a number in justice in tarot. So it's fairness. It's in being in balance, what is right for you, truth, right? Taking responsibility, reaping what you sow in a situation. So it's almost like you're taking on all these energies. You're taking responsibility. You're taking like, okay, I know in this situation here that I'm going to be reaping what I sow here, and whatever occurs. And maybe that's something that you need to work through. But I feel a heavy sense of I'm taking responsibility for putting myself in this situation, and I feel confident, or I feel like this is the way to go, or this is maybe the only way to go, regardless of not knowing exactly the situation in detail, or understanding it, or someone individually. There's this feeling of floating. I feel like you guys feel this is maybe a unique situation, or you feel very different from maybe your surroundings even. Like this is an out of the ordinary type of situation in some way, shape, or form. Okay, let's get some more. What else can you tell me here about what pile 3 needs to know? Yeah, movement. And you have the bone collector here, which movement is the number 28. 10 being that number of, you know, completing a cycle, and 1 is the new beginning that's there. You do have 1 here. If this is 11, this is 10, this is 1. So 11 could be relevant here. You could be seeing that number a lot. I really find that outside of soul connections, that number is something that really means that you are in like almost like set up in the perfect position or situation, or at least you are in the right place, even if you feel like you're not in the right place. It's like your mindset, what you're moving towards, what you understand is all in alignment. Even if it feels unpredictable, unsafe, it's like that's coming from a place of knowing that you for some of you, I feel like you have no other choice but to do something in a certain way, or go about it a certain way. It's like you're recognizing, you're accepting the fact that this is what it is, or it happened the way it happened, or I'm here where I am. So I have to get through this experience in order to get to the other side of things. With the bone collector here, you have the clock that's on the wall, or on the ground, which says 2 o'clock on it. No, it does not. Ollie. It says 250. I believe. Yeah. So it's like this, 25 could be relevant. Maybe the 25th is relevant. She's holding a peacock feather in her hand, which again brings me back to that confidence. There's something here you feel like you're ready for. With the bone collector, it's almost like, yeah, I mean, part of this is I feel this energy of taking responsibility and it only being a matter of time here. It's almost too like you're taking responsibility for the time that you've put into something or the time that you've experienced something. And it's like you put in the work, and this is just something that you have to go through or get past in order to really achieve your goals. This movement card, which I went straight to this one, didn't I? And I feel like the reason is because the ostrich is walking away from the sacred pool, which I feel like is this understanding that you have, and moving towards the bone collector card, which I feel like has to do with you. This is your goal. This is where your focus is. But you see how this ostrich has this island here pretty much on his back with the windmill. And it's like some of you may feel like you're holding your foundation together or holding a foundation together. You're needing to make some kind of movement or move in a certain direction in order to hold a foundation together in some way. If this is a work thing, it could be like I have to put myself through this so that I have to hold my foundation or my stability together at this time in order to move towards this goal that I have. The bottom of the deck, coming apart with all that purple. That's another number 10, number 46. Coming apart. 46 may be relevant for some of you. This is going to be a strange message, but I'm going to say it. You may have either set a goal or you know like the amount of time something's going to take. Because 46 may be an age, like a goal that you've set for yourself at a certain age, or it could be an idea of where you are now even, like what I told myself when I was this age I would be so far, you know, or maybe starting something new. What's the other thing? The other thing, something could transpire around that time if y'all aren't there yet, or it has at that age. I don't know why I'm just like so pinpoint on that, but anyway, that's kind of a different message. Gemini looking energy there. Yeah, this has kind of been overall energy, but I mean, to be honest with you guys, you know, when I'm doing this reading here, we are sitting in the time of this Scorpio, which is, you know, death and rebirth, and that's kind of an overall vibe towards these readings, because this also represents like this idea of breaking apart, coming apart, like you're leaving an old part of you behind, or you're needing to step into a new energy. Cleaning house, yeah, right under that. Number 37, which again is that number 10. So you know that you need to move to clean up a situation, and you have to detach from something here. This may be part of what your reading is about, actually. Let's see. Detaching from something. That was a nightmare. It did not go together well, did it? Oh, good grief. This one doesn't want to work for me right now. This is the Ancient Stone Oracles. And I'm going to use them to see if I can get like an overall of what we're really talking about here. What do you need to know? What do you need to know? Something is like down to the core of something, like down to the basics, or down to the logic, or down to it is what it is. That kind of energy is here. What do you need to know? What do they need to know? What is this about? What do they need to know? What is this? The volcano, which obviously looks like the tower, right? Again, you have that Gemini energy there. Something could be relevant, or you could be dealing with a Gemini, or that could be an energy around you, something like that. It is Mercury, which is, you know, communication. I feel, and it could have something to do with that as well. Something could have happened around May, June, somewhere in that timeline. Something transpired, right? Erupted in some way. And it does say relationships. Express, don't stagnate. So there is this feeling of what you need to know. Expressing yourself. Don't put something off. And this could have to do with anything. That relationship could be a contract, you know, at work or something like that. But express yourself in whatever this is. It's like you need to be able to express yourself in order to really have that sense of security that you're looking for. In order to control what maybe you can't control, you need to have that sense of expressing exactly what it is that you want to happen, exactly. This is a big energy of not allowing something to get too much internally before you express it. Because if, you know, we hold things in a way, and because we're trying to control the situation and the outcome, or we're just trying to, you know, keep the dust settled or whatever this is, and you keep it within, then at some point it's going to come out in a probably not the best way, you know, depending on what that energy is. If you're upset about something, if you're anxious about something, if you're worried about something, whatever it is, it's telling you, and especially in a relationship, make sure that you're expressing yourself. Don't stagnate when it comes to that. And this could also be a lesson that you've learned here recently as well. But they're saying kind of continue that through this process. Okay. So this is this deck that I'm going to use for you guys. I don't think that she makes these anymore. I cannot find her. I don't know what happened, but this is like when I first started my channel, I really connected with her stuff. It's Leo Vibes 1111. I know she changed her page as well, and I can't remember what it is, but I can't find this deck anymore. And I think this is called I want to say this is called the Fool's Journey, but I want to look and see, but I can't because I can't find her, and I don't have the package that this came in, right? So anyway, that's that. I love this deck because pink and blue are my favorite colors. And you'll like it too, just wait. Okay. That might be something here, you know, like what I was talking about with this deck. Like you may just not be able to find something else, like just like that box, or where, you know, heard altogether. You might not just like, there's nothing I can do about that. You know what I mean? It's just like this situation here. There's something where there's just nothing I can do about that. And it could be how you feel or how someone else feels. What is this about? What does pile 3 need to know? Judgment. Came right out, didn't it? It was just immediately, didn't it? It was waiting for me to ask. It's so funny. So there's that Scorpio energy, right? Some of you may be moving away from a relationship. You see the swan in the background, which is the demi-swan, the swan that's by itself, that's going in this direction. Now, there's a lot of birds here. Birds are messengers of spirit. So, and you have the Ace of Cups. This is making a decision about a relationship. And kind of sticking to that decision. That's what's happened here. And this could even be like, if this isn't a romantic, this could be like something that you really want for yourself, and really want to do for yourself. This is like self-love, you know. You feel very, like your intuition is telling you that this is what you need to do, right? Like the sacred pull here, Ace of Cups. What does pile 3 need to know? We have the Fool in reverse. Being cautious. You may have to be, this is going to sound weird, so only take this if it resonates. There may be a situation where you're having to look at it through new eyes, fresh eyes. And you're just, it's like you're wanting to have this restart, but again, you're just moving into it being very cautious. Because it may be somewhat of a situation you've already experienced before. You have a Six of Swords here. Wanting to get to that calmer place. It's like letting the dust settle. Yeah, and it's like this here. It's like you just, it's like rattling the dust again. One more. The Empress. Love that. This is feeling confident, feeling like you're capable, feeling like you can really grow something here. That Bone Collector, it's like regeneration. You know, you feel like this is what you want to get to. You want to feel this Empress. Libra, Taurus. For some of you, this could be someone that you're wanting to grow and build with. Starting over here in a way, right? There may be some things here that you feel like you have to leave behind as far as that dragon that's there. Could be somewhat of some kind of deception or some sort of knowledge or understanding of something that may not be good for you. Or it's like, you know, you need to get on the ship here, but you also are carrying this idea that this is going to be something that is going to be difficult, just like the house here. Or the island, that foundation, taking responsibility of something. The Empress, what you need to know is that you're capable of this. I think that's what you need to know in this. The Empress is about, an opportunity to create. She's the creation of life, This could be something artistic for some of you even. But I feel like this has more to do with stepping into your feminine energy so that you can create from what it is that you really want, you really desire, your emotional self, right? You're embracing the growth of something as well. If there's been some kind of regeneration, it's like you're taking this on. That's what we see. You're taking something on. Okay. Wise Judgment here. You're making this choice to take this on. You have the Eight of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is work. Could be making a decision to work on something, right? To work something out or to progress or to move forward. Ace of Cups. Justice in reverse. Yeah, see, this is, for some of you, this could be on your own, This could be you moving away from a relationship on your own. For some of you, this is a regeneration in that. For some of you, this has to do with work. But it's something that you have made a decision here. And they're saying if you've made this decision, you need to stick to this decision and moving forward. And there may be some sort of unjust at some point that was here, some unfairness. And this is what you're hoping for. This is what you're wishing for moving forward. This is what you're needing to be confident in, is that this here will get straightened out because there's love here, either love for yourself, love for the situation, something you want to do, you see important to you, value to you, that you want to protect, as my dogs bark. Hold on. He's like, oh, she knocked at me. Dang it. Got to stop barking. I have two golden doodles, right? They're so funny. I have a male and a female. They're brother and sister. I just couldn't do it, I just couldn't go and get the one, and then the little sister was sitting there just with her sad little puppy dog face in the window. It's just like, I cannot separate these two. I'm not leaving her behind, so I got both of them. And by God, they need each other. This may have something to do with the situation here. That may be relevant to the situation here. In some kind of way, Why is the Fool here? The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. This is investing here. They're wanting you to feel confident. This is them really wanting you to feel confident, more confident than what you feel now. It's like Spirit's giving you the thumbs up. They're giving you the okay. They're saying you're on the right path. Keep moving forward, but once you make this decision to commit to make this progress, or to continue to press forward, to move here on this, it's like you have to recognize that this is what you feel like is right for you, and that things will get better. Things will get straightened out, right? That Seven of Pentacles with the Fool in reverse is saying blatantly here, don't jump into anything too quickly. Be able to have your guard up. Be cautious here, just like she is here. Have your eye on this, but be patient with yourself. This is something that's going to take some time, which is another overall kind of energy. Don't try to expect too much too soon, or too much from a situation. Like, it's something that you need to have time for yourself, because this is going to take some patience, or the situation, right? If this is like a job thing, this would be like, it's going to give yourself some time to get to that comfortable place where then you can feel like that you can be a little bit more carefree. You will get there, but it's just saying that, just give yourself some time. Six of Swords, which is that, that energy there. You have a Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this may require you to step outside of your comfort zone. I do want to say that. Like, this may be outside of your unique situation, like I said before, or outside of your natural way of doing things, right? This can be like, I don't feel comfortable in my surroundings here. I don't feel like you may not feel free to do whatever it is that you want to do, or free from the emotional stuff that you've experienced here or in this situation. I can see that too with the way she has her arms on her. Like, she's laid back here, just chilling. And here, she's very like insecure in this environment. So this is a feeling of maybe possibly still healing, or still in a place where you're trying to, it's going to take some time to get to feel more comfortable, okay? Some of you, this may have to do with financially. It may take you some time to get to reach those financial goals that you're looking for, and some of you may have had to take a step back in order to make a step forward, right? This is like maybe you had to downgrade in some way in order to go through this process where you can reach those goals eventually, right? And that takes time and energy. Seeds are planted with the Empress here, just like that baby she's carrying. That's what it represents, is that manifestation of what you want. The seeds are planted there, but it does take time for this to process and grow. That it's just not something that's going to happen overnight. And I think that they're saying kind of remember that and keep reminding yourself of that. The Empress. The Four of Cups, yeah. Some of you may be tired. I know that's not what I was wanting to say, but you may be tired of reflecting on something. I think that's what's really driving you here. I know that sounds weird with this card, but I got an image of mirroring, and and this coming apart is here as well. It's like what's driving you towards feeling like this Empress and feeling confident even, is the fact that I think you're just tired. Maybe of the way things have been or how things are going. It's like if something's going to change, you have to make that change. And that takes a lot of patience, a lot of energy. But it could get to here where you have the ability to create whatever it is that you want. So you're being driven by a different type of way of thinking, maybe you should been completely wore out about this. You know, in the also the Four of Cups, it can be a card of reevaluating things, but being in a place where you're trying to get confident here in whether or not maybe for some of you should reject a situation or an opportunity. It's like, I'm going to give this some time. And like work, you know, like a career, I'm going to give this some time, wherever this is, I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to invest. I'm going to give it the best chance it can have. And if it doesn't work, I will feel confident in myself moving forward. But I feel like I can create something here. I feel like this is where I need to be and the right thing I need to do. And it's because I can't control the outside of me. All I control is that internally, I think that I need to at least give this the best chance possible just to see how it would play out. Yeah. What is one of the number one things that they need to know here moving forward? What does pile 3 really need to know moving forward? I pulled 2 cards. I pulled that 8 of Cups again. It was the bottom of the deck a while ago, and the 3 of Cups in reverse. Some of you may be detaching here from a community, someone maybe, perhaps, an idea of a relationship. This can be like parting ways, you know. This may have to do with you being independent here on your own. Independent way of thinking, perhaps. It's like if things don't grow here emotionally in some way, if there's a lack of that emotional growth here, if there's a lack of community here, or if I feel like I don't feel safe or I don't have support, then I'll know what to do, and I'll detach and walk away from something here, right? What do they really need to know? The High Priestess. This is really being intuitive, like really, that Pisces energy, by the way. Listening to yourself, listening to your intuition, listening to using your internal knowledge of what the experiences that you've been through and the lessons that you've learned. This is like getting that spiritual insight, right? Trusting in that intuition. There's also something that may have something to do with knowing that what you're walking into is somewhat of a mystery. Because you have to trust your intuition in order to go through an experience that you feel like you're guided towards, but it is somewhat of a mystery here, right? Big feminine energy that's here. So either you're dealing with somebody that has a big feminine energy, or you are embodying that, you know. Anything else? I just saw 333 on the timer, and the Magician pops out. Wow, that's Gemini energy. There's that Gemini energy. Little Virgo. It's like, see she's causing the storm here, you know, in a way. That expressing yourself is important. This is, again, that manifestation feeling, right? It's what I just kind of explained too. Using everything that you can possibly gather as far as information that you've learned, you've experienced, you've conquered, you went through, all that to make something happen here for yourself. All I can do at this point is use my best judgment in this situation moving forward and give it the best chance that I can give it. I feel like I need to do that. I feel called to that. I'm listening to my intuition on it, even though I do know that this is something that's somewhat of a mystery. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it or how this is going to go, but I want to give this the best chance. That's something that is definitely here. Is there anything that you should be aware of, you should be looking for? Is there anything you should be aware of or you should be looking for here in this? The 8 of Wands in reverse. That's that communication. making progress. Queen of Swords in reverse. Be careful of your words. That's why they're pointing that out. Be expressive, but be careful how you express yourself. I am feeling that here. There could also be, for some of you, someone they're saying to avoid, okay? Be careful what you tell others, how much information that you tell others. That's something that's there. The Eight of Wands in reverse. There may be some sort of a delay. Do not get upset if there's this setback or delay. That's kind of a signifier there to look for, you know. Slow down in this process, perhaps. The way that you're thinking about things. You know, give yourself that rest that you need. It's kind of like saying don't overthink things, you know, which, okay, that's, you got it. Super easy. Right? No. But don't get overly emotional about things. Like going from one extreme to another, right? Also, don't be easily influenced in this situation by someone else's communication or words, because it may be someone that's not giving you the best kind of advice. Remember how you've experienced things in the past and do things differently when it comes to how you communicate. Eight of Wands in reverse. For some of you, this is someone that they're saying to put a boundary up here with. That Four of Pentacles can look like that boundary. That Five of Cups in reverse. This may be someone that you've moved on from for some of you. This may be someone that, like, move on from a certain way of communicating is something that's here. Whatever that means to you guys. I don't know if this is a person or this is you. I feel like both. There's something else there with that Five of Cups. It could be having to do with finding peace in a situation. If you're not communicating, or someone's cutting you out, or you're cutting someone off here and they're not happy about that, or if someone's put up some boundaries or you need to, it's kind of saying there's a level of acceptance with this, find peace with this. This is like something you need to be focused on. I pulled two cards. Yeah. It's the Five of Swords, which is making amends here, in the Sun. Yeah. This is, the Sun energy is a new beginning. So if there's a new beginning that's here, this is about moving on from a betrayal, conflict, or someone that's maybe trying to stir the pot. You know, that's something that's there. The Sun is Leo energy. Moving on from this. Put up some boundaries here too with communication when it comes to this, like frustration. Don't let somebody take their anger out on you. That's something that's there. Or try not to do that to others, you know. Look at the more of the, if you have to kind of step away or cut off communication here, it's saying to, if that's something that, to protect your peace or your happiness here, that's something that's needed to listen to your intuition on that. What's the Four of Pentacles? The Page of Swords. Well, somebody may send you some kind of a message, or there may be some kind of a message that's here in some way. It's telling you to use your head about that. Also, be direct and be truthful. Don't allow whatever this is to cause you anguish, right? But express where your boundaries are and why that is with this situation moving forward, in order for you to keep your peace and happiness here. Working through something. Ten of Swords. Yeah, so there's this, you're ending here. Temperance. Yeah, there's the Peace and the Ace of Swords. If there was someone that wasn't being honest, or if there was the fact that you're confused about what exactly the plan is, you know, ahead, or There's this energy of you've been clouded in your judgment here, or you've been worried about that. This is also about being careful of any kind of illusions that are here, right? And that temperance is the balance that you're finding with that, like we've talked about. And the Wheel of Fortune, I don't know why I stopped. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is like when you're closing a cycle out, you know. You could have resisting a change and now you know it's needed. But this is also that sign that you have no control here in this. So it can be if something ends, it's like you can't control the other person, right? Or the situation that needs to end perhaps, or the betrayal that took place, or the pain that was caused in some way. It's like you can't control how someone else had that experience of something that's there. But this can also be like if you're moving away from something and towards something else, like you can't control how everyone feels about that, or the fact that, you know, there's unhappiness there or there's sadness around that, because it is something that is coming to a close in some way, right? Working through that is what this all, I think, is about. I mean, I wish this card was in reverse, but I feel like it's because you're not there yet. So like you're still experiencing and going through this, you know, where things need to change. This experience that you're going through. Okay, let's get some future energies. Future energies here. So pile 3. Future energies for pile 3. This is the Moon Moth Goddess. Once Upon a Dream oracles. Future, there it is. Worried. Future energies. Heartbreak. Yeah, this is why this is a warning here in a way. Future energies. Repetitive cycles. This is what you're worried about. You're worried about repeating another cycle and getting heartbroken here. Future energies and helpless. Let's get some clarifiers for those. The bottom of the deck is generosity. I think some of you may be worried about that. And there's those birds, right? You may be worried that you're being too generous with someone. There could be some anger behind that, or you're just worried you're giving too much to a situation and it's not going to give you back what you're needing. I don't know. I feel called to a different deck. Probably because these are the Leo Vibes TwinFlame oracles too. These are also cards from the same person that made this deck. Okay, let's see. What is worried here for future energies? Worried. You want to come out or no? No? Let me give these one more shuffle. What are future energies here with this worried? What is this worried about? Okay. Blossom. So you are in the future here. You will be a little bit concerned about how things are going to grow. That's kind of what this whole reading is about. Heartbreak. Support. So someone may be supporting you through this heartbreak, through this experience. You know, you having a heartbreak can just look like difficult times, right? So someone being there and supporting you through that is something that's here. Repetitive cycle. Some of you, passion is here. So some of you may be repeating some kind of cycle here. What is this about? Can you give me some more for that? Yes. Twin flame and attachment. And separation is here as well, guys. This is going to be hard because I feel like with repetitive cycle, you could experience another cycle here with someone, if that's your story. there's an attachment here that may cause some sort of separation, or you need to separate yourself here from this. This could be the cycle that you're trying to break for some of you. You don't want things to go in the same direction, or you don't want to relive an experience all over again. It could be something that you have an attachment to, or someone that you have an attachment to. That's interesting. Tell me about helpless. This may be from you guys. You may be the one repeating this cycle. Quality time. So time might be something that you feel helpless about. Like maybe you feel like you don't get the quality time that you need, or you don't get the time that you need here with whatever this is. Okay. We have a few cards that came out. Memories, old love, and let go. Some of you, this is obviously love. Some of you may feel helpless here in a situation because you feel like either you want to, or you feel like there's something to do with spending or having quality time here to be able to play something out that you want. And this is something that you feel like you need to let go of. I mean, this is future energies. I hate to leave y'all there. I wonder if there's anything else that I don't want to leave you guys there, because I am feeling a story. And I don't know I want to express the story completely just yet. Let's see. Tell me about Blossom and Worried for future energies. Blossom and Worried. Ghosted. Worried about being rejected. Worried about the silence. Tell me about support and helpless. I am getting a different kind of story. I'm just going to say it because it could be somebody's story. You could be changing a lot of things in your life in particular, and there could be a relationship that you're also experiencing at that same time. So when I'm looking into future energies, I could be looking to how this relationship may affect the outcome that you're experiencing in your life. Okay? Surrender. Support and heartbreak with surrender, and that's letting go. Giving up patience. Yeah. It's like asking someone to have patience with you here, because you may be just so worried about rejection, or so worried about being someone ghosting you or disappearing, and you're trying to get out of that feeling. Why is repetitive cycle here? Hook up. Oh. This could be you, okay, or this could be someone else. Take it how it resonates. For some of you, you may, if this is somebody you've gone away from, maybe you go back to them for a short time. You have an attachment here. There's some kind of cycle that gets repeated. And it could be with someone that you feel like you have a deep soul connection here with. There's some sort of intimacy that's involved here, some sort of one-night stand here that could be involved. Quality time and helpless. Toxic relationship. Misunderstanding. Codependency and trigger. There's something here. Be careful if you are with someone here where you are worried and in an anxious place, and then the two of you maybe try to have some quality time here together. Be careful if there's alcohol with that involved. It's something that you're going to feel like helpless about. Some of you may be looking at a relationship like you need to let go of it, because it is toxic, or there's fighting here, and you feel kind of helpless in this situation. Like you need to let go of the old memories that you're still holding on to. Yeah, in order for something to grow. What do they really need to know here moving forward with this? Soulmate. What do they really need to know here moving forward with this? Travel. You may be distancing yourself here. This is a card of boundaries like we talked about before. So make sure that you're putting up the boundaries that are necessary in this situation. And the bottom of the deck is home, which is that comfort and stability. Only move forward and do what you feel like you're confident on. You're listening to your intuition. You're on point about, like, I know that this is the direction I need to go in, and I can handle myself through this experience in the best way for me so that I can give myself the best opportunity for things to work out, right? What do I want to get for advice? This is going to be a little bit difficult. Some of you, there may be something to do here with a sacrifice, like having to sacrifice maybe your own security or safety in order to see if something will play out. You may experience another cycle here with someone and realize that you need to put some boundaries up there, distance yourself. What advice do you have for pile 3? Pay attention to the red flags. Know the warning signs of what an unhealthy connection looks like. That's something that's there. Something may happen here as well that kind of helps you to get rid of these memories. Like, you may have been holding on to someone here, been very attached to someone here, maybe because of the passion. Repeating a cycle here with someone because you can't let go of the memories that maybe you have, or the hope or desire that you have here. But if you still continue to feel this misunderstanding, or you still get triggered, or you still have disagreements, and it's just a toxic situation you feel helpless in, I think what it's saying here is that you have an opportunity, or you will, to separate yourself from that, if this is your story here, and put some boundaries up here in that situation. And there's that snake on her arm, that tattoo, like I pointed out earlier. So some of you, this is really love, balance. There needs to be a healthy balance of physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy for a relationship to be sustainable. And some of you may be either accepting and surrendering that. Some of you, I'm just going to be honest, okay, with some stories. There is clearly, whatever you're worried about here, playing out in real time in the future. There may be someone here that goes silent on you, or you feel ignored in some way, and it causes you to surrender that situation over, like let go of it. And you may come back together for a minute, right? But then the trigger comes back out again, or the situation, it doesn't get any better. And you realize you have to distance yourself from that. Okay. Yeah. Unrequired feelings. This means that both of you may feel the same way about each other, but you may not be getting your needs met. They may not be getting their needs. There's an imbalance in the relationship. And you can't be in something that's so toxic. It says there's not enough love to keep this relationship going in a healthy way. This is it's just now coming out like that, like big time, isn't it? I think this is an understanding that you're going to come to here with this. Honestly, guys. This is future energies. I think this is what's going to happen. If this is whatever this is for you, you're going to gain something here. You have to experience this. I don't know how to say it. You have to experience this and go through this. Let me tell you, give you an example. This is what it feels like. Even if this is a move or a career or something like that, and you do gain some heavy stuff here, some big lessons that will help you to move into the other phase of your life, you'll feel confident. And I think you haven't felt that before. Okay, so this is why experience is so important. This is like when my first ex-husband was, well, I don't even want to get into the details, but it was awful. And I had, family, friends, everybody telling me like certain things, but I couldn't see it, right? I maybe did see it, but I brushed it off like that red flag, the warning signs. But it was, even as much as he did to me, I still kind of went back to try to work that out. I felt like I needed to give it every single thing I possibly could before I threw in the towel. And that's because I feel like that's because I'm a Cancer and we're so devoted to the ones that we care about, right? But nobody could tell me what I could see later, and it took like me going through a huge tower moment with him to see what I needed to do. But everyone told me the whole time. I had to experience it myself. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Open yourself to others. This is how you would create new friendships and attract a love relationship. So that's the idea here for some of you, is that you're needing to go off on that adventure and open yourself up to other situations, or believing that you have the confidence to do that moving forward. Like, that's what I'm feeling though after everything, is this right here, is you're gonna feel confident. It's gonna be easier here for you to surrender and let go what you need to surrender and let go here through this experience. What advice do you have for Paul 3? Yeah, spiritual rebirth. Number 1. Let go of your old self. I talked about that here. And allow the new authentic self to emerge, to reunite your soul with the divine source. This is like you're coming out of some kind of a darker energies, right? Through this experience. You have number 68. Master your fears. Uncover the hidden fears that are integrated in you and holding you back from living your most authentic life. So maybe for some of you, this is like fearing that you can't find better than this, or you're losing in this situation. But if you're the Empress, you have the ability to create what it is you want moving forward. And I think this is going to give you the confidence in that. Walk alone, number 33. You need to walk this journey alone, to consult with your own inner guidance. The answers lie with you alone. Okay. One more. I am going to get one more. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Oh, for some of you, you may get some sort of surprise here. After this experience, you may get something like, opening up. Let's get a postcard from Spirit. This is kind of hard reading. Opening up to, opening yourself up to others, or new friendships, or attracting new situations into your life. You may get some sort of surprise from doing that. It's like Spirit's been waiting to offer you this, but the energy's been too chaotic, and they're like, we're not giving it to them now. We need to get this dark energy out. Okay. Oh, look, it's a peacock. We talked about that. You are divine beauty. There's your confidence. Dearest you, we're a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through the language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you'd probably definitely confuse things. Right now, you're facing a situation in which you're being asked to have integrity, be clear, and learn how to ask for your needs to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. The second is to ask out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, the organization, or even us to answer you. When you allow these steps, you can most definitely expect an answer. in your favor. Affirmative, we say. Loving you so very much. So I've been saying this in my readings lately, but if you've been asking for help, you've been asking someone, please, if I'm not seeing something, show it to me. Just be completely honest. Don't sugarcoat it. Put it right in front of my face. That's what I need you to do. Can you do that for me? Can you just put it right there? If you've been asking, for that help or guidance, I think that might be something that you're going to be getting. But it's definitely a journey through it, and giving it time and patience is important for you. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles, putting up boundaries here. Everywhere you go, you take you with you. You can't escape your stories. You can only change them. Love who you are, here and now. Then you have this moment, dealing with something in the moment, reassurance, and gratitude. I think you're going to get some reassurance here in this moment of this experience of what boundaries you need to put into place for yourself here. And I think that you're going to be thankful for this experience in the long run. Okay. These readings were different, weren't they? Oh, there they are. I was like, well, I can't really find my charms. Let's see. Long reading, guys. This is more of a heavier reading too, I feel. Okay, so that C is that big C. Oh, the shovel wanted to come out. So you may have someone here that's trying to work something out, digging up something from the past, trying to, I just heard get in the way of something. So, okay, anyway. So you also have the clear quartz, green clear quartz. So this always reminds me of the heart chakra. So seeing something emotionally, what you need to do for yourself, maybe protecting your heart or your emotions here in something, feeling confident in that. Something resurfacing, is that repetitive energy that's there. You have half a heart, so that heartbreak is something that's here, working that out, healing taking place, seeing that you need to heal. Something's going to give you the closure that you need. That's what we're looking at. Piglet is about being curious. And you see this energy here of her holding that thing and it's kind of looking at it in a different way. Don't look at it as in a scary way. Expressing yourself and being clear about what it is that you need is really important. Being curious about things is important. Ask questions. Okay. You have U, a Y, and a P. Cup. There's my dog again. So, pay attention to how full your cup is. Okay, in this situation, the Ace of Cups that we saw. Emotionally, where are your needs getting met here? Check in with yourself. Pay attention to that. Ask questions about it. See if you can find yourself in a safer place or a better place. If there's only so much you can do in a situation, right? Is your cup full? Okay. Can this person fill my cup up? That's something that's there, All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here. I definitely hope this helps. This is a long reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And good luck to you guys with this. And I'm sending you so much love and light. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, Pile 4. So, Pile 4, if you can't tell by my nails being different and my shirt, it has been a couple of days since I've been able to do your reading. I always try to fit everything, of course, as a reader that makes sense in your reading. So there could have been something that I needed to, more insight that I needed to gain or something like that that could benefit in this reading for you guys. But for whatever the case, I couldn't get to your reading. And it's just like, the universe wasn't allowing it to happen. And so I surrendered to that, and we're here now. So I feel good about it now. I feel like now's the time. We'll figure out why that is. Something could have transpired recently. You know, you maybe have had some sort of a tower moment or something like that recently. Some sort of epiphany, wake-up call, something maybe have took place. But this card too, the one that y'all chose, it's funny too because I'm wearing black now. And if you look at this card, look at all the black that she has on her, you know? And she's gray. And you think about seeing something in black and white, and all this darkness that I'm feeling here, you may actually have seen the worst side of something, or seen something at its worst, or it's almost kind of also like an indicator of coming out of a darkness. And I look up and the light is coming through the clouds. It's awesome. Y'all can't see that, but that's pretty cool. 32 is number 5, which is the number of change. And 3 is about, to me in this reading, about growing and learning. 2 would be about balancing yourself out and making decisions. So learning to balance yourself out in order to grow, in order to maybe perhaps make some decisions, or you've had to make some difficult decisions. You have the mountains here in front of you, and you know, she's not looking at that. She's looking behind her. But you know how, I don't know why, I don't think this is you know how birds move their heads? And so it's almost like there are these obstacles here that are in front of you, but even though you're facing in that direction, you're still kind of looking behind. So it's almost like you're already like through something or over something, but you're looking behind and you're seeing it perhaps in a different point of view. You're seeing it in a different way. So I do feel like for a lot of you, you're on the other side of whatever this is. This guard the nesting ground. You could be guiding someone, by the way, or helping to guide someone or set someone straight, or a perspective shift in the near future. Guard the nesting ground. See how she's sitting on that egg, which would represent that new beginning. I do feel like that oh, hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. Guys, I have to tell y'all 2 things. First off, that was a phone call from DoorDash. I have stuff coming so me and my kids can do carving pumpkins tonight. And they were out of something that they had. Not all of it. But they were out of one of the kits that I had ordered. And so I had to substitute, but I told him I would take those 2. Now, the reason that I'm telling you this is because your situation, there may be something that you're getting some of what you wanted, but it's not all of what you wanted. Like you're getting some kind of perspective or shift or change or understanding, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's not what you wanted to do. So not what you wanted to say, not what you wanted to, something that you don't want to have to do it, you know? But you're going to make this work in some kind of way. Like you're protecting this new beginning, perhaps for some of you. You're protecting maybe someone else's innocence in a way. There could be something to do with communication or a message here as well. Yeah, it's like you feel called in one direction, but it may not be the direction that you really want to take. What is this? What does pile 4 need to know? Y'all's reading is very different. Cleaning house. Wow. Oh, man. That's just made my heart drop. 37 is 10. So there's this chapter here that's closing. But, you know, it's not like a full conclusion of something. There's something here that your wheels are still kind of understanding, still making sense of something. But your feet, in a way, they're already planted on moving forward, taking that exit. There may be some kind of mess that you feel like that you're leaving behind in some way, and there's just nothing more that you can do or say, or you're just walking away, making this choice. Even the cat is looking up at the bird in the tree, and you have the bird in the tree. That's pretty cool. And it's a gray bird with white. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that is a pretty cool thing. Oh, come on, camera. So definitely there's that cat representing that intuition, and she's doing the same thing, the cat, and yeah, they all have this besides the bird. And there's a bird here too. Messengers. There's someone here that you feel like maybe turned their back on you in some way, or that they're still trying to pick up the pieces from something. Your intuition is telling you what you need to do here, what direction that you need to take, but you're looking back. Where are we here in this reading? Come together. Number 8. Strength and tarot. This is about the action here. Give me one more. Follow the leader. Did I mention this earlier? Lead someone. This is stability. This is security. Follow the leader. Yeah, it's like, you see all these birds. There's also a praying mantis here. It's almost like you're realizing or looking at yourself as somewhat of a leader, or you're needing to lead in a different type of direction. You feel called to this. You may be walking away from some sort of stability, some sort of structure. It just could be something that's just built up over time, like a way you feel. It's telling you to follow the leader here, so I feel like that's what you're doing. And the leader, I feel like, is kind of representing your intuition, what you're feeling called to do. This is like judgment day. You know? You have the gentle gardener here. Those eggs are back. 3 may be important here for some of you. 2 is about those decisions, and still you 33 is here. Perks of joy and talisman. You may have felt like you went in some sort of direction, or you were in some sort of direction where maybe you weren't. You were kind of in the illusion of things. There's some kind of like your head's in the clouds, you know, you're kind of with your heads in the clouds. You've kind of woken up to whatever that is, and it's centered around your happiness and your peace. And you have the gentle gardener here, protecting these eggs, protecting possibly opportunities, new beginnings, time. Could be protecting someone or needing to lead or protect others. There's something, I feel like for some of you, this may be a spiritual guidance perspective, so take that into consideration. I felt the need to say that. Like spirit calling you to a higher way of teaching or mastering a way of teaching. Whoa, that was cool.
Okay, I found this on the web for calling you to a higher way of teaching or mastering way of teaching.
Okay,
Check
this is getting a little freaky, guys. Did y'all see that card? And then that, you know, we are so close to Halloween, and I've always felt, even when I was a kid, you feel that, like, I don't know, you're closer to the thinning of the veil, right? So it's just, anyway, that was freaky. That's important for some of you. And look, even her, she's being called, she's going up the mountain here, which is like, again, this feeling of knowing that this is going to be a bigger obstacle in some way, but it's like you feel called to go forward with this. It says, live the question. So you may have asked something. And I think and I've been getting this in the readings a lot. I think that what you're getting is I just heard God's honest truth. And it's going to feel, it's going to feel like? It's going to feel like you already knew. That's that feeling I'm feeling. It's going to have that feeling to it, like you've known what to do, or you've known what you've needed to do. It's like you're terrified that your intuition is on point with something. And because you've been in that place, you've allowed yourself to be able to sit in that energy for a while, and it's became more comfortable to you, the idea of something being reality. And you may have asked this question, and it says, curiosity, open your mind, live into it. Something that you didn't think, or you didn't imagine, or you didn't expect as far as an obstacle that you would be moving towards, is what's happening here. And I feel like for some of you, this is a different way of teaching. So take how that resonates. Now, okay, so awesome. I just realized I forgot what card deck, tarot deck I have planned to use for you guys. And it's the Guided Hand Tarot, which is kind of this overall energy I'm feeling, like this guide bringing you towards something. You see her up here in the air, and then if you look at this from down here, it almost has the same, looks like a bird. Just like here, it almost has the same kind of structure to it. And again, she's walking towards that. So it's like this feeling of being called in some way. Oh, and also, I went to take another tarot deck off my table, and this Four of Cups wanted to stay out. And it's way over here. So it's almost like this feeling of something that you've reevaluated, or what's the word I'm thinking? There's this sudden awareness that takes place. I think for a lot of you, you're choosing peace and happiness here. And I think that's been kind of an overall message. So y'all are guided to my channel. Y'all are just whatever, lesson that y'all are going through as a collective. In a way, I feel like you're just guided to my channel. But there's this idea of shifting and changing, and it makes sense for right here at the end of the year. Of course, these are timeless readings, but what is it that Paul IV needs to know? The Queen of Wands. You can do this. You need to know that you have this confidence that you have is real. Like, you have real confidence here in something, like this understanding of something. And I think it has a lot to do with who you are. Woo! These cards. These cards, guys. You have the Magician here in reverse. It landed in my lap like that. See how she can't see, really? It's kind of blurred. And this looping energy here of cleaning house. It's like you're able to see someone, perhaps for who they really are, or what they are, or that you can't do anything about something. The Magician is where, like, I don't have any more tools left in my toolbox to deal with this. Like, I'm gonna have to order them. I'm gonna have to go to the store. I'm gonna have to walk away because I can't get any further here in something. okay? I do believe for some of you this is someone. Gemini, Virgo energies there. We also have Leo and Sagittarius for me. These two fell out together. There's a disappointment in how something is giving to you. There's a disappointment here in the balance of things. This may be for some of you materialistic wise. So if this is like a somewhere that you're walking away from, you may be losing something in order to gain something, if that makes sense. You may be not happy here with, I feel like you're not happy with how someone's giving to you. There's a big disappointment that's here. Something is not as fair as you wanted it to be, or you thought it was going to be. There's some sort of unfairness. And I think that there's a truth here about this in some way. Something may have stopped giving you, like we talked about here, with this being the sun representing happiness and joy, like that card here. It's something that is no longer giving you that feeling that you're looking for, that happiness, you know. I think you had every desire and intentions for this, though. I do. With come together. But these are giraffes, like seeing a higher perspective of something. And again, you have that bird, which I can't remember. It's a, oh gosh, what do you call those birds? It's right there in front of me, and I cannot say the word. Pelican? Is that right? There's some kind of spiritual meaning. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what it is. I need to really study up on my animals. I haven't lately. But there is there's some kind of spiritual meaning behind that. And all I can think in my head is like them gulping up the ocean, you know, like taking a little bit at a time. You may have felt that here with somebody too, in a way, like they slowly kind of took away your happiness, so, you know, a little bit at a time here. Page of Swords in reverse. There's some sort of truth that's here. Give me one more. This may be something that you, very unexpected. Knight of Swords. Okay, hold on. I just saw that elephant and I can't help it, but I have to say, you know that saying, elephants don't forget? So there may be something here that you're having a hard time letting go of or forgetting. I need to get some clarifiers for these pages because I want to see. I'm actually going to do that first. Page of Swords in the reverse. That is the Five of Wands in the reverse. This could be keeping the conflict to yourself. This can be okay. Yeah, I know I'm a truthful reader. And I know I trigger y'all sometimes. But I also feel like I get a group of soul fighters here in a way. Like I feel like I have a lot of people that come to my channel that have already experienced and went through a lot of obstacles. And there's this inner strength that you guys have about you, that is something that you may not quite be seeing in yourself to its fullest, but it's there. And something is like never innocent here for you. I don't know what that means to you guys. There's something here that was never innocent here for you. Five of Wands. There could be some going your separate ways, or someone here that may be resisting possibly some sort of change, or something's not getting any better. it can be that you're just seeing something here for what it is, but there's some sort of ending and moving on. There's some sort of like resolution that's here, but it's something that you don't have. So not getting the truth, the silence, someone not being honest, someone breaking your trust. There's this overthinking about this that's been going on. It's like could be a reconciliation in some way. The Knight of Swords. Whatever this is going to give you some sort of truth about how to move on from this. And it's coming in the way of a lack, like King of Swords. This is needing to take action. You're going to get this feeling of where you see everything clearly. Like you see where you stand, you see what's going on, you see everything for what it is, and the wind's picked up outside. Which reminds me of something that's just like a change in the wind, like you just wake up to something here. And you just know what action you need to take. I know that this is crooked, isn't it? Y'all know I gotta move that, because if I don't, it's gonna bug me. Yeah, and see how I'm straightening this out as I'm talking to you? Like this whole reading, summed up this whole reading. It's like you look at a picture frame, like you've been living in a house forever. And you finally look at a picture frame, and you're like, wait, that's totally crooked. And you straighten it up. This is what you're doing, and you're straightening this up in a way. You're looking at something for more of what it is. Okay. And it's helping you just to see clearly, and it's whatever this... I don't know if I should get too far into that. Because this could look something different for everybody. Someone could have... I mean, I hate to keep repeating myself, but it's like someone could have not been honest here about something to you, or you just feel like there's just a complete lack of trust that's here in some way. There's some sort of action communication here that comes out in a way of where you just see it for what it is. And it's like you reconcile this within your mind, you reconcile this with the other person, you do like the logical thing here, or it shows you clearly what direction to take. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. The Four of... You're putting up a boundary here. You're saying this is my boundary. Look, she's happy here within herself. Look at her. She's like, I'm good right here. This is my boundary. I like where I'm at right here. The Magician in reverse. Who is this person? This is an energy. This is someone. The Ace of Wands. You may be seeing I wanted to say seeing someone for who they are, but you may be seeing a different side to someone. I said that in the beginning of your reading. I told you I felt this darker side. You're seeing a darker side to something. That's this. You're seeing like the darker side to someone, I feel like, perhaps, or to a situation. Like you're seeing that what's on the other side of that Ace of Wands. This could even be like, you could be recognizing or seeing something to the darker side of you because of this. Like, I see how I played out a situation where I was actually more in my ego than, towards my soul's journey or my soul's path. I was more taking decisions or making decisions based off of my ego in some way. For others of you, this is someone I feel like you've been back and forth with this person a lot. Can I have more information about that? The Five of Wands. Yeah. It's the Seven of Pentacles in the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. This might have to do with how much effort is being put into something. And you see this as a page energy. So a lack of effort is what I was feeling earlier. Or a lack of progress with something. Something's not giving to you in the same way. You're not gaining anything from that experience or from that situation. So you're taking some sort of action here. You have a Queen of Cups in the reverse and a Page of Wands in the reverse. You're no longer exploring something emotionally. Because of whatever this is, it's like you've, I guess, emotionally detached from this, or you're just no longer curious or wanting to explore your emotions when it comes to this. Cancer energy there, and Aquarius here. It's like, and it may not be fully that. For some of you, this could be like your understanding that you're no longer wanting to explore your emotions here. Like if in your head, when you think about things, this is something that you've thought about. You know, I feel like for some of you, maybe you've thought about this for a long time here with the Four of Cups. For some of you, this could be some kind of feeling of being rejected, something that you just keep reevaluating in your head, where you feel this like hole or lack. And whatever this is, this experience that you're going to move towards gives you the understanding that you need, again, so you can see something completely logical and you know what to do here. For some of you, this is that message that we talked about. What is that about? I feel like I'm dipping into future energies. Just a second. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, you're going to have a decision to make here because there's someone here that may act on these feelings or emotions in some way. Like, yeah, the Eight of Wands with communication because of the High Priestess. This inner knowing, listening to your intuition, and the Four of Wands. Someone here either has some emotions here that they want to act on because someone may be expressing to you some sort of truth because they feel like it's something that they need to do in order for themselves to be at peace with something. Others of you feel like that others of you, you've heard some sort of truth or clarity that gives you what you need in order to listening to your intuition and moving away from something to maintain a peace. And again, I feel like that would be something, there's something there that you're doing, regardless what your situation, doing something that you really don't want to do. Like you don't want to do this. But you have to with that Two of Swords. There's an idea, you know, this is going to change things. There's things changing. You're trying to like lead by example in some way, if that makes sense. What's going to happen here? Oh, that came right over. You have a Six of Cups. What's going to happen here? These cards are coming out so fast. The Ten of Cups. Wow. What's going to happen here? Some of you may be finding joy in children. Reconnecting with children or joy in children. Or there's three here again, by the way. This is... Oh, God, that's going to make me cry. Ooh, that one just hit me like right in the chest, like a pressure. Because some of you in the future here after this, you're going to find your happiness in either the memories that you've experienced, or you're finding your peace and your happiness when it comes to children. Like some of you are finding emotional support or emotional fulfillment thinking about your kids, you know, your children. there's also this family energy that's here as well, reconnecting with family, or just being at peace with your past is giving you emotional fulfillment here. Whatever this is, it's like, I don't know, peace comes from this. And it brings balance back. Yeah. It's the Eight of Cups in reverse. Two of Pentacles. You're going to have a decision here whether or not... See all the cups? This is an emotional decision. Give me some clarifiers. It's the Seven of Swords. You're seeing your past for what it is. Some of you, this may be your stolen innocence in some way. It's just you're growing above whatever happened here. You're beyond that. You find peace with it. You're beyond it, you know. 10 of Cups. The Hermit in reverse. See how it almost didn't want to come out of the deck? Kind of forced itself back in there for a second. This Virgo energy. It's like, it's that feeling I was feeling earlier when I was reading these cards. It's this feeling of I just heard in my head some kind of hopeful reunion that didn't play out in the way that you wanted it to. But the Hermit in reverse can be like when you're rejecting something, or you're coming out of some kind of reflection here. And with this being your emotional happiness, you're able to come out of this state of introspection and understand that what brings you emotional happiness here. What's the Eight of Cups in reverse though? Future energies. The Star in reverse. Okay. There is some sort of wish or desire either you or someone else has where it's, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of up in the air, to be honest, for some of you. This Aquarius energy. That Eight of Cups being in reverse is sometimes when you have a hard time emotionally detaching or walking away. You know, you have a hard time completely letting something go, or you've had a hard time letting something go. Feeling like something wasn't going to be successful, or you could be even afraid of changing your future in some kind of way, or what something becomes, you know, or healing a situation. Whether or not you can heal a situation, or whether or not there's a possibility, I feel like is what's going to be weighing on you in the future. It's like you're still attached to some sort of wish, but all hope is lost with that. So I feel this journey in the future here of you settling with the idea of something, but then gradually, like, emotionally detaching yourself from that, what that was or what that could have been, in some kind of way. The Two of, or what you wish it was, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there's your Four of Cups. That card that we saw here. So you're going to go back in, I hate to say this, but I feel like right now you may be in this energy. Timelines are different for everybody, so, but you're going to go back into this introspection kind of stage here where you're trying to juggle maybe perhaps options, choices, where do I stand here? It just depends on where you are in this reading. What does this mean to me? How do I balance this situation out? Where do I go from here? You know, I have to reevaluate what my options are, or the fairness of something even. Some of you may have felt like you overcommitted to something. I don't know why smoking's relevant, but he's, I don't know, I'm drawn to that. Is there anything they need to know before we move on that I'm missing? Anything they need to know? What about just anything that they need to know? So when I stopped and I was going to say, what about? I was going to say, what about anyone they need to know about or need to be aware of? And you have a Knight of Cups that came out flying out in reverse. Like, no, that's the right question. This can be someone that may be a little bit, I mean, for some of you, this is someone that maybe you're walking away from or you're trying to walk away from. This can be something that, someone that may not be what it seems. This could be a relationship here with someone that may not be what it seems. What is that about? What should you be aware of? Anything that you need to know, you need to be aware of? Someone. Justice. Someone here may be trying to make something right here with you. That's the Six of Swords. Someone may be trying to make something right here with you. Why is the Knight of Cups in the reverse? That's the Two of Wands in the reverse. This person doesn't really have a plan, by the way, coming in towards you. And for some of you, it could be someone here that you may have walked away from, you know. Some of you, quick note, there may be a communication that comes in that was hidden about a event or a get-together or something like this, or a home or house or something like that. Okay, anyway. What is this Justice? What do they need to know about this person with Justice? Libra energy. Yeah, the Queen of Swords. Someone here feels called to make something right. They feel like they want to communicate here. They want to communicate what they have, what kind of understanding that they have, because they want to get to a calmer place here. They want to transition or move something forward, you know, get past something. Three of Wands. So this is somebody that wants to grow past something, but they just don't know how to actually do that, to make the move, to make that happen. It's like they have to communicate to you in that way in order to understand that. Two of Wands, the Devil. Remember, I told you this is someone to pay attention to here. I do feel like that this is someone that you may reconcile here. You may have this calmer place that you move towards, but I also feel like they are very guarded still. And it's almost like, for some of you, maybe the window of opportunity for things to get to a calmer place has already closed. But for others of you, you're still looking at it. You know, maybe it's closed for now, you know, or something like that is there. Because that Devil Capricorn energy, there's someone that, I felt this immediately when this card came out too. Someone's emotionally going to be, there's this like emotional distraught kind of feeling that I'm feeling. I don't know how to describe it. It's the Ten of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's someone's carrying the weight of something not going the way that they wanted it to, you know, with that Devil energy. They may have been in their ego. This could be you know, because we talked about that earlier. But it's understanding why something didn't go the way that they actually wanted it to go because of that. And there's communication around this. Okay. I landed on the Emperor, so divine masculine energy. So this is where you are. This is the energy that you're embodying at this time. It's Aries energy. And it's someone that is very structured. You're trying to stabilize, or you're trying to have a sense of security here in your thought process moving forward, you know. It is, again, a card of leadership. Follow the leader. You're trying to take the lead here in this situation, or you're needing to in this circumstance. You feel like you're in your more dominant, so frustrating, side, masculine side, because you feel like that you're the one that's going to have to lead. You're going to have to take control of this. It's like you're stepping outside of your more feminine energy. Yeah. In a way, and protecting yourself. Guard the nesting ground, right? So you're guarding what you feel like is your peace, your comfort, your joy. You are guarding that, okay? In this circumstance, you're making that decision to do that because of what transpires. And someone, this doesn't go the way they want. They're going to feel like this weight that they want to relieve, because they feel like there's some big valuable lesson that I think that they've learned, or they will, about making decisions based off of more egoic reasons. But I feel like at the time, maybe this person didn't see something as being like a selfish decision, or being selfish, or see themselves in a certain way. But now you have. Okay. I could stay on that forever. I've got to move on because I want to get y'all some advice. So let's use some of these. Of course, I'm going to get y'all a postcard from Spirit. Let's start with these. These readings have been so different, but y'all's by far has been the most different. And the seasons are literally changing today. All the leaves are starting to fall off the tree over here. The wind's picked up. It's supposed to get cooler. And there's clouds in the sky normally. There was some light here that came out in your reading for a little bit, but then we're back to this. That's the same thing I said in the beginning. It's like you see the light of something, the direction that you need to move into, how to get out of the space, but there's something that you feel like you're also like leaving behind. It has to do with some sort of dream that you had, or desire in some way. No rush, okay. I say no rush. There's no rush. Yeah, when you're like getting in a new emotional space about something, you cannot rush yourself through that. Number 27. You have to slowly like make this decision to realign yourself in this way. Is not always a easy decision to make. It's a necessary decision. And whenever you're doing a decision based with emotions, it's like that takes time, because emotions are not something easy. Some of them are, and this could be something that was very like intimate in some way, you know, like very close to you. Let me read this. Put your heart into it, but don't rush. There are valuable lessons along the way that will prepare you for your future. And I feel like that's what's already happened here, of course, right? But let's see what else. Walking the path. Yeah, look at that. And this card here. Live the question. And she looks very similar here with no rush. Walking the path. For those of you where this is a leader, it's like you're learning through experience, by the way. Whatever question that even if you didn't know what to ask, it's like Spirit, the universe is showing you the path through this experience that you're going to experience, or you already have. Okay, timeline's different. But walking the path, number 58, no matter where you are right now, you are exactly where you need to be for for the next best thing to happen. So you are, like we said in the beginning, you are on the right path. It's okay to look back from time to time. It's okay to kind of go through and work through these emotions in this process. That way you feel like the King of Swords. You feel stable. You feel secure and reasonable in the decision that you make. It is important. Vibe check, number 29. Low vibrational energies are affecting your ability to manifest your best life. Clear the negative energy that's attached to you. So we talked about this darkness here, like her dark wings, in the beginning of your reading, all the black. This could be this understanding that you have in yourself, right? You've been in a more lower vibrational energy, been more in your ego sense, ego self. Or this has to do with the way that you're involved in a situation, the way that you're playing out a situation, and living that through the shadow side. Like seeing the darker sides to things, you know. When you go through that experience, when you come out on the other end of something and you're looking back and you're seeing it totally different from what it was, you're reconciling that, making sense of that. You have to remember to let that go as far as being in that more lower vibration. And the only way you can really do that in that sense is understanding what lesson that you actually learned from that experience. Right? Ghost of the past. And this is what I'm talking about, basically. Let go of the ghosts that haunt you and stop obsessing about what you don't have. Remember, closure comes from the inside. Number 77. And I think that's happened here with this. Because I feel like this is giving you the information that you need in order to make the best decision for yourself moving forward. But you have to take that with your intuition and what you feel called to do, right? Because honestly, guys, I'm leaving you here with this decision. So I just accidentally picked this up, but it says, see the beauty, gratitude, the sacred is everywhere. You have to be in a place to where you don't even have to be happy about the lesson. You know, it's just, you have to be in a place to where you understand the purpose enough for you to look to the future and be grateful. Because I feel like if you move forward without having some sort of gratitude in some way, shape, or form, then it's always going to leave a little bit of bitterness for the experience that you had. Does that make sense? I don't know how true that is for everybody. That's, only through my understanding, of course, but I mean, it's just a different perspective, I guess. Okay. And look, you have the dragonfly, which also is like a leader, ancient wisdom, you are magic here. Okay. It says this side, the address on. And I don't know why. I've never noticed any of this stuff before, actually, which is so strange because I'm definitely an intuitive reader. But you have 2 cents here, so someone may be wanting to put their 2 cents in here on something. This side for address, where you're planting your roots, where you're locating, where you're putting some kind of understanding or stability into perspective. You may be getting some kind of higher advice about something here in some way. This side for the address. About a message or sending a message, or somebody's giving you advice about this, or somebody's giving somebody advice. Anyway. So, okay, this is going to not be everybody's message, but someone may have given, if this has to do with a person, someone may have given someone advice that was maybe not the best advice for the situation or for you. Does that make sense? They may have given advice that is something that they shouldn't have maybe listened to, or it didn't work out in the benefit of this. Anyways, beside the point. Dear Stu, okay. There are times when loss is a part of life. Sometimes a loss is welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment with your highest good. Sometimes a loss is sudden and painful, like when a loved one crosses over to our dimension. Regardless of the nature of the loss and your control over it, your experience is asking to be acknowledged. Tears are necessary, as is grief. When you repress the natural expression of loss and try to move on too quickly, the unprocessed pain haunts you in destructive ways. We don't want that for you. Instead, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was referring to with that gratitude thing. Instead, let your heart break open. Feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was the lessons learned, because it says see the beauty right here, gratitude, the sacred everywhere. I gotta love that. Okay, feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was, the lessons learned, and know that as you let go of what was past or has passed, ever more of you remains. It gets better, we promise. Your heart expands with more compassion for the world than ever before. Love heals all. Ooh. We are loving you, sending you love always and forever. I said ooh right there at the end because I felt a friend. I felt like energy of a friend there at the ending. So I don't know. That was personal. It felt. Anyway, 49. Love yourself. You are always enough as you are. It's time to make your happiness a priority. Listen to what your inner self is saying. This is your overall reading, and it has to do with this, loving yourself. This is where you're headed. This is where you're going, right? You have 13 here together, number 49. So that's death and rebirth. So it's like you're going through some sort of ending in order to have some sort of new beginning or rebirth in yourself. And it's through the way of loving yourself, doing what you need to do, what's best for yourself, and seeing the beauty in everything, what's transpired. Okay, keywords behind me. I have no idea how long y'all's reading's been, but I can tell you, I bet it's been a long time. All these readings have been so long, I have to decide when I want to post that. I'm just going to do it when I'm ready, I guess, or when the reading's ready. Be artistic. Okay, so be creative, and this could also just be creative in your thought of what you want to manifest for yourself. Get creative in that thought. You have compassion. So being compassionate, that's also the temperance for me. It's like understanding the situation and everything for what it is, and then being compassionate. And patient with yourself is something that's here. This is the 7 of Pentacles, but there's only one pentacle so far. So he's waiting, and it's saying, be compassionate with yourself. If you are still going through this release, in a way, vibe check. You're going to have moments where you don't feel yourself. You're going to have moments when you don't feel the way that you desire to feel. And that's life, right? That's natural for us as humans to feel certain ways. We go through all the emotions. We can't just always be happy, Unfortunately. But there is this feeling of having compassion for yourself while you're going through that experience, and be artistic here with that. For some of you, I have some writers, I have some painters, I have all kinds of people, right, that have this drive to be creative, have a creative outlet in some way. Use that to your benefit. Use that to your advantage. Create something for yourself that you're proud of, that you're seeing that Queen of Wands, which we didn't talk much about, and I kind of regret, but stepping into that energy of feeling that, of doing things that bring value to you, you feel good about, and because you're expressing yourself. And there's nothing better than feeling accepted by yourself for who you are. That's loving yourself. Yeah. So you have the judgment here. Making a judgment call is something that's definitely here. Seeing the truth, seeing the light to something with the lightning bug. You also have the anxious pin here, some anxiety. You know what I have figured, guys? So I suffer from anxiety and anxiety attacks of all things. And sometimes randomly for no reason, they'll just come on and I'll go through so many a day, and then I won't see it happen for months at a time. So, but when I do go through the experience, it's happened for me for so long that I've realized what to do in those moments to make it benefit me. And mine is keep cleaning. So it's like, and also giving that time to myself, right? So it's like I allow myself to have that day, and I don't make myself feel guilty for having that day. I just let myself have that one day where I don't think about anything. I just put my head down. I actually do avoid it, because I don't know. I know we always don't avoid the conflict and stuff, but sometimes it's necessary for our mental health to step away from something in our way of thinking. It's constantly filling our mind. Putting yourself on other things is how to do that. That being artistic is a way, expressing yourself. And mine, I clean. I clean. I may have a little tiny bit of OCD, but it's random, and I'll get to clean. I use that anxiety to clean and clean and clean, and it benefits me. And at the end of it, I'm super pumped because I have a nice clean house, and I am proud of myself because I did it. And I have 3 kids. That's hard. But doing that is something that's here because you are going to have these difficult moments that tie into this in some way, that come in, that approach you. The sadness or guilt or maybe even shame for some of you, or because you're making a decision and this is something that I feel like you're going to, you need to do, right? C, R, W or M, I, E, and S. Screw. Screw it. Oh, come on. Can we have a T? Let's see. I'm curious. Crew is there too, or cruise. Something about a crew or a cruise. Nope, we have a J and a O. I tried. Crow, seeing something from a higher perspective. Joe is here. Joe's. I just heard, oh, that blows in my head. What else? Wires. Somebody may be getting their wires crossed. And this could also be an M. I heard Moves Like Jagger in my head. So just so y'all know, I did hear that song in my head. Mike is here. So Mike. So I just heard in my head, so Mike. Like somebody's got to say something, and your name's Mike. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. I know there's more here, guys. But I'm gonna hold this up so y'all can see it. Soar. Okay. Score. Okay, I'm done. Thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. I really hope that this helps. Definitely good luck to you guys with this. Sending you all the love and light. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.